I was today years old when I learned that the stand made in heaven was originally named Stairway to Heaven. That's an interesting little tidbit, isn't it? Anyway, hello everyone, and welcome. How are y'all doing? I'm doing quite well. What do you guys plan on doing for the holidays? I'm not really doing much. Just kind of the usual being at home with the family, you know, the immediate family, and opening up presents on Christmas. That's about it. Don't really have anything too special going on. I was back in my wonderful home state of Massachusetts last week to visit some family, but I guess that was more of a birthday thing than a Christmas thing. Although it was supposed to be an early Christmas, like I was supposed to meet up with my extended family members, and we were going to do like an early Christmas, and we did all meet up, but we didn't really do a Christmas thing. Like, we were just kind of hanging out. But that's fine, because, you know, it's good to see family when you don't really see them that often. I'm going to hop in VC, because we're going to do some VC discussion in this stream. So, today, with the unofficial release, we got what I believe is the last chapter of Jujutsu Kaisen for the year. And I think we've reached a point where we're probably not going to be meeting any new, like, really strong characters anytime soon. So I think we finally reached the point I've been waiting for like the last year and a half, I guess. Like ever since the Culling game started, pretty much. Every once in a while I get comments from people talking about like doing a new top 10 strongest list because, oh, we got these new characters that are really strong. They gotta be somewhere on the list. And I'm like, yeah, but we're gonna get like 3 other really strong characters like a month from now, and I don't want to make a video ranking the strongest characters that's gonna be outdated within like a week of it releasing. So I think we're now at that point where pretty much the board is set. So I'm gonna be comfortable doing a top 10 strongest characters video as of the end of 2022. It'll be like top 10 strongest Jujutsu Kaisen characters 2022 edition. I assume that would probably still work. I don't want to put like as of the end of 2022 because that would just be too much of a mouthful. Titles that are too long and complicated don't go well with the algorithm. People don't like that kind of shit. So I gotta keep it short and sweet. So, here we are now. Let's see here. Let me shrink myself down a little bit. Put myself over here. Actually, I might as well just remove myself. And then, put this up here. Yeah, that works. That works just fine. Move this back to the center. And then, which window capture do I use? I think I use this one. Hey, lovely. Isn't it nice? So nice. Can I zoom in on this a bit, actually? How does this look now? A bit better, I suppose. Yeah, that'll do. That'll do. So anyone that wants to chat in VC, you're welcome to hop in. I welcome the discussion. In fact, I would like the discussion because the primary function of the stream... Ah, I see. I need to switch to a different window. Good to know. Primary function of the stream is to help me figure out who is going to fill out the bottom half of the top 10 list. Because the top, like, 5 is easy. It's very easy, actually. it hasn't really changed much, in all honesty, with the exception of the addition of like one character or so, and maybe the removal of another. But who fills out like the top 10 through 6 or so, maybe more like the top 10 through 7, is a little more troublesome. I'm going to check again, just to make sure. This list. Hello, Justin, I think. I believe. Yeah, I'm right. I love being right. Hello, Justin. I think we got all the new Cullen game people, right? You know, people that didn't get shown off till this arc. We got fucking, Hakari. We got... Why am I forgetting his name right now? Takaba. Kashimo. Higuruma. Ryu. Uro. Oh, I feel like I'm forgetting someone. No, I'm pretty sure that's like the new strong people. Yuki's already on here. Where is she? I know she's around here somewhere. There she is. She's finally gotten feats. Hakari's finally gotten feats. And also, I'm mildly more intelligent now. A little bit better informed than I was back when I made my original top 10 list. So I don't do silly shit like putting a Maharaga at top 3. Even though Maharaga is still cracked, I don't put him top 3 anymore, because I have better understanding of their functions and their weaknesses. Hello, Griever. And Band!
Yo.
Oh, hey, Band. How's it going, man?
Pretty good. How are you guys doing?
I'm doing quite well.
Good.
By the way, we got 11 viewers in here and only 6 likes. Let's see if we can hit double-digit likes. If you're in here and you haven't already, hit that like button.
Listen, those are rookie numbers. You gotta jack those numbers up. Me? 2 likes a day.
Now, since this isn't the actual top 10 video, I'm fine filling out like the top 15 or whatever, because a lot of these are basically going to be contender people. To start, top like 3 is really fucking easy. You put Gojo, you put Sukuna, and then I would say now we put Kenjaku. I don't know if I'd put him... Ah, fuck it, I will put him the same top tier. He's the bottom of that top tier, but I'll put him there. And then, right after Kenjaku, we put Yuta. Actually, I would still put him up there. Fuck you, people that say he's not.
Yeah, I was about to say, alright, so I will not argue. Because currently, what we've been seeing lately is the latest feats, right?
Correct. Oh yeah, I should mention feats.
We've been seeing this, like, we saw the Sundai colony. We didn't even see what Yuta can truly do. So I would argue that right now we haven't actually seen Gojo pushed. Like, so, or Sukuna 20 fingers. So this is all subjective, but I think we basically, at this point, I think we've almost seen the limit of Kenjaku, more so than the other top tiers.
I think so. If that fight served any purpose, it's to show Kenjaku's limits. I think we now basically have a full understanding of his capabilities, and that means the next time we see him fight, it'll be us throwing, like, several really strong characters at him to kill him.
Yeah, like I'm not gonna deny, I don't think Kenjaku can be beaten 1v1. Because he's got too many hacks. This man, and you know what? Fair point, because the man has had 1,000. Listen, you know what he would be? He'd be a fucking loser if after 1,000 years of body snatching curse techniques, he was not busted.
Exactly.
He'd actually be a fucking loser if he was not cracked by this point. So I'm okay conceding that 1v1 Kenjaku is kinda outside of Sukuna and Gojo, kinda busted. That being said, I still hold a candle to Yuta still high diffs him. Everything I've seen still doesn't tell me that he can't go, oh, you have gravity? So do I, bitch. Like, so so I'm still saying high diff on Yuta, but if you want to put Kenjaku above Yuta, that's fine.
Ben, do you have any insight on this? Have you read the most recent chapter? Have you not read in a while?
I did read it, but I'll have to get back in a minute because my drawing pen just fell in the trash and I'm fishing for it.
Ah, understandable. On the grind, I see. Oh yeah, I should mention what my original top 10 list was. So this was back, I think, right when Shibuya ended. So if I'm remembering the list correctly, actually, I can just go pull up the video and see whatever my list was. It's actually still one of my most popular videos, I think.
In no particular order. While you find that, I would say right. Are you talking like right at the end of Shibuya arc?
Yeah, I believe I made that list right at the end of Shibuya.
All right, so that means Maki hasn't massacred yet. So I'm gonna go. Just a quick rundown. I would say you have to have Gojo, Sukuna, Kenjaku, Yuta, easy, right? You have Yuji on there. You have Toji on there. You have probably Todo on there. At some, in some regard. And then after that, I feel like it gets a little like you can make an argument for the rest of them. Okay. Chozo, I think, deserves a spot on there.
Let me
and so with Volcano Boy at the bottom.
Let me take these guys off so I can show off my original tier list, and for those of you watching the stream, this will catch up in like 30 seconds, mostly you, Reaver, but I'll list them off to you. So I'm checking here. My top 10 list from, it's actually been more than 2 years ago. Oh shit! I thought this came out in like March or something. Wait, this wasn't. Oh wait. This was actually before Shibuya ended, I made this.
Oh.
So my original ranking was still Gojo number 1, obviously. Then I had Sukuna in number 2, obviously. Then in my number 3 spot, I put Megumi, but it was not really putting Megumi. It was more so putting Maharaga up there.
Maharaga, yeah.
Stupid.
And fair.
Then after Maharaga, I believe I put... I put... where is he? I put Toji.
Which, once again, at the time, Toji, fair point.
Then I had... I think it was after Toji, I had Yuta.
Okay.
And then, before we knew what Kenjaku's name was, and that there was really that much of a significant difference between their abilities, I had Geto.
Yeah, Geto.
Then, who did I have right after Geto? I believe I had... Where is he? Mahito.
Alright.
Who goes after Mahito? Okay, then I'm pretty sure I get the rest of the list now. Yeah. So then after Mahito, I put Jogo. And then I put Dagon. The only reason Dagon went here instead of Hanami is because we actually saw what Dagon's domain was, and we never saw what Hanami's was. But I think they're very relative to each other. And then rounding out the bottom of the list was really hard at the time, and I ended up putting Naobito, just because I thought Projection Sorcery was really cracked.
Okay.
So that was what my list was 2 years ago.
Right.
Okay, I'm back. Well, I've been here the whole time, but I've just been doing that. What was the question you asked again?
You're caught up on JJK, right?
Yeah, I've read the chapter.
So what are your thoughts currently? Like do you, well, just in general, just give us your thoughts. What do you like? What do you like? What do you don't like?
I mean, I've been enjoying it, but I'll be honest, I still have faith in our protagonist. Mainly because of the line. I looked, I was in JJK Ross earlier, and I saw the lineup that Misc posted, and I thought about it. It doesn't have to be a one-on-one fight with Kenjaku. If majority of these characters, even half of them, attacked him at one time, I believe they could beat him, even with his abilities.
Hey, Dio, how you doing?
Because Yuta versus Kenjaku is already going to be a high-diff fight. If you add Yuta, Chozo, even Hikari. If you have those guys, I'm pretty sure those guys on their own, those guys working as a team could destroy Kenjaku.
Yeah, I agree. Like, if
So
you have a
like-
3v1, the one problem with the 3v1 right now is Tengen really added. People are calling it a 3v1.
It's
But
not
what did
really
Tengen
a
actually do?
3v1.
It was a 2v1. It was a 2v1. So you
It's
tell
a
me you get
2v1.
Hikari, Yuta, and a third actual fighter in there. Kenjaku, in my mind, other than the fact that, like, this was, like, Band will get this reference. This was 4 times matchup. This was Blizzard against a fucking Dragonite. Dragonite's the most powerful fucking dragon back in the day. But if you launch a Blizzard at him, guess what? It's 4 times weakness. And that's all Kenjaku pulled this chapter. So, because anti-gravity against black hole, right? Without anti-gravity, Kenjaku dead. So,
to add on
outside
to
of
that,
that, I'm
Yeah,
just
but
saying.
that's the point, though,
yeah.
because that's part of his curse technique.
Dio,
I
did you
will
catch
also
my old
mention-
list? Did you catch it?
What did I catch? Your list?
The
I'm at
old
work right
list.
now, so.
The old top 10.
I think I watched it a while back.
Okay. It's kind of
We're
fucked
talking about
now,
the old
isn't it?
top 10.
I also mentioned that I personally didn't really agree with the idea of doing a one-on-one against Kenjaku. I believe if Chozo and Yuki actually fought him as a 2v1, they could have potentially won.
Well, they nearly did.
Yeah, it just...
Choso
I
did
feel like that-
participate, though.
I feel like the idea of a 1v1 just wasn't a smart idea overall.
It was not
Listen,
the best.
I'm not the hugest fan of Kenjaku as a villain and stuff. I think Gege's trying a little hard for him to be like an Aizen sort of idea, and he's really not. But at the end of the day, regardless what you think of him as a character or whatever, I still say anybody who think that wasn't a high diff fight is kind of stupid. Like, that was still a high diff fight. It was a W for Kenjaku, but it's a high diff fight. That's
Right.
not low diff. He did not low diff shit. He had to reveal all his curse techniques. He had to pull out all the stops, and then he had to do something that even he admitted at this chapter. He's like, "Yeah, I really actually didn't know if I could pull that shit off. It was a gamble to survive." So,
Also,
this man gambled his
definitely
life.
a high-
So yeah,
Also,
Kenjaku.
now that we're talking about it, it's one of the situations where, yes, it was a high diff fight, but my question would be, if Kenjaku knew about Yuki's curse technique prior, would he have had as much trouble as he did?
Maybe not. I'll give you that. Like, knowledge is power, as we know.
Yeah.
Knowledge is power. That's what makes my Yori, Aizen, and Kisuke from Bleach so fucking deadly.
I
If they
think
have-
the
So-
best Yuta. Let's see. The best Kenjaku kill squad would probably be Yuta. Well, the obvious choices are Yuta, Maki, and Hikari because they're the strongest
Yeah.
Jujutsu Tech students.
Yep.
And I think probably also because they would arguably the hardest to counter. I think they don't really
And
have like
domains
any
don't
overt
matter to
weaknesses.
Maki.
Well, domain barriers don't matter to Maki. But
his is
Kenjaku
big.
doesn't have a barrier.
But the fact that domain barriers don't matter to her,
Is
and
correct.
Kenjaku doesn't know that.
That's true. I don't even know what I'm thinking of right now. Yeah, that's good. Hikari is, well, we know he's technically still killable because Kashima was figuring out the ways to still kill him, but he's very fucking strong. We don't know what he gets for 777s. I think that was the thing that Gege removed in the volume release because that was something he didn't want to allude to or something.
I think it was hinted the volume release was like something involving the rules. But
Yeah,
also another reason Hikari's broken is because his activation time basically makes it to where you're forcibly stuck in his rules. Like, it's not like you can just easily escape that shit.
I actually, considering this fight, I just pose a question. Remember back when Kenjaku basically said like Yuta, I don't get what everybody sees in him. Was that based on the, given what we know about this fight, and let's just agree maybe it was at the very least a mid-diff fight and
That's a
it
high
was
diff.
high diff fight.
It's a high diff.
Would you acknowledge the fact that he thought that was only because he already knew about all of Yuta's abilities, given that he was in Geto Seguro's body?
I
Yeah,
imagine probably.
I
think
personally
The only reason he thought that Yuta wasn't anything special is because he's not scared of him because he already knows all about him. Knowledge
I-
is power.
It's
Yeah,
likely his knowledge of his capabilities and also the stuff they were talking about at the end of Sendai, where Yuta doesn't really have the demeanor to be a threat to him.
Well, also
doesn't
keep
have
in
the
mind too
drive.
that no, go ahead.
Oh.
Well, I was gonna say that another reason Kenjaku is the reason why he's also underestimating Yuta is you also have to understand that Gojo was hyping up Yuta, and Kenjaku's been getting his ass whooped by 6-eye users for so long that he basically kind of diminished Yuta's reputation by going like, yeah, he's never gonna be a 6-eye limitless user. I've gotten my ass kicked so many times, he's never gonna achieve that. So he's also trying to downplay Yuta, which ultimately is probably gonna bite him in the ass later.
Yeah,
Always
I would agree with
arrogance.
that. I feel like that was, to me, people use that as evidence, and I've used it as evidence before. But I would argue that that was basically him shit talking because he was he was on the high ground, and he was just shit talking for the sake of shit talking because Gojo was like, I'm gonna get the last word in, and Kenjaku's like, I'm not letting you have it.
Well, and remember too that Gojo also said at one point, like, hey, I can easily, I'd still win against 20 Finger Sukuna. But let's be real, during the 1v1, it's not going to be so easy. He might lose because
He's not gonna low diff the way he stated he would.
Yeah, exactly. It's just shit talking, just a shit talk.
Now,
Yeah.
I got an
Who also
important
doesn't know about
conundrum
Yuta's
here.
domain?
I'm
Yes,
wondering
miss.
about. Kenjaku's here. Should I still include Geto or not? I feel it almost
Yes.
feels like
Yes.
having Geto. Okay, so
Yes,
The
you
way
have
this
to
will
include
go-
them as two separate people.
Yeah,
fuck.
Same reason
Yeah,
you would
Very, very different.
include Sukuna and Yuji.
Now
I
this
have to say
top
with
10
Geto
list
is-
isn't gonna be as interesting because it's gonna be like 70% special grade sorcerers.
Oh, yeah.
So after Yuta, I would put Yuki.
Yeah.
That shit is fucking
Yeah.
disgusting.
Oh, the black hole shit it's literally the first planetary level feat.
It is the way I understand it is essentially within Tengen's barrier, it basically makes an infinite space, and the force of the black hole destroyed it before it dissipated. If it weren't for that, it would have destroyed the fucking planet.
Yeah,
If
you
it weren't
forgot
for the
something else,
fact
it was
that
also her
Kenjaku
willpower.
always wanted, let's be real. If it weren't for the fact that Kenjaku always wanted to be a pregnant wife, he would have fucking died.
That's true.
Let's be real now.
So then,
He also kills most of the cast with one punch.
yes, fucking yeah, she does.
That is true. If you don't have,
Yeah, she
reverse
killed
curse technique,
everybody with one punch.
Oh yeah, I suppose now I may have to lower or raise the ceiling for S tier. Alternatively, 30% of the cast is in S tier, and I can't do that anymore. So
I
now
feel like you
the
should-
standards for S tier has been raised.
I really think you should put Yuki in the very bottom of S plus tier, just because she is first off, she's the only one. I fuck those neck muscles first off, and second off, she's the only one to show a planet busting ability.
Yeah, fuck
like-
it. She goes into S plus.
honestly, the
She
next
goes to the
thing,
bottom of S tier.
And
yeah, S plus.
so the
Yeah.
honors for the weakest special grade goes to Geto.
yeah.
He's just kind of
Yeah.
he has what I would argue is maybe the best curse technique in the series, but he's also kind of dumb.
Also, for everyone who gets upset about the weakest special grade thing, that's like saying the smallest elephant. It's still a fucking elephant.
Ah,
No one can do
truly, you are the weakest out of the most powerful
that. Powerful
sorcerers
characters
in the verse.
Yeah, exactly.
It's
And
like
when you
being
think
the
about it-
weakest Yonko.
When you think about it, for example, if Yuta's ability, you could argue is the most broken or the ability you would want, but if nobody had any good curse techniques, he's got nothing great to copy.
Right,
So you would
exactly.
argue that Geto has the best curse technique to copy.
I'll say this: regardless of where Yuta ends up, he definitely has the most fucking potential out of any of the special.
Oh,
grades.
certainly. He just has potential, the power.
Well, that's what Gojo has said it multiple times. Everybody says, this
Yeah.
man.
You know what's actually funny? It's actually smarter if Kenjaku doesn't show his curse techniques to Yuta, because literally he's setting himself up for failure.
I feel like it's mostly, even though this story is about Yuji being the main character, this story is almost set up in a very, you can tell the love of Bleach that Gege clearly has, because the underestimation and the disappointment that Kenjaku has towards Yuta, like malcontent that he feels like Yuta is the same attitude that Aizen in a similar gave to Ichigo all the way up to when he lost. You know what I mean? And I agree with Misc. I think that's gonna bite him in the ass.
I think Dio said that.
Oh, Dio. Yeah, sorry, Dio. I agree with Dio that the fact that at the end of the day, I think his nonchalant attitude towards Yuta, because he's like, I've already got that guy figured out. No, you fucking don't. Don't underestimate this guy. You know, I think that, like, I still think it's going to be like a 3v1 or something like that, but I still think it's going to bite him in the ass.
I always felt like Yuta
Oh
would
shoot, we have
defeat
22
Kenjaku,
people in here. I
and
don't remember
Yuki
the
would
last time I had
defeat
this many
Sukuna
people in for like
somehow.
a discussion
I
stream.
don't know how, but that's how it's going to end.
Hello everyone, if you're in here and you haven't already, hit the like button. Get us up to 22 likes. Streams never do this well.
Yes, hit that like button, please.
Now,
please.
I'm
It is
struck with
Christmas time, people. 30 likes.
a
Let's go.
conundrum here. What takes the number 7 spot? Technique, adaptation, and nullification, or cursed energy less heavenly restriction?
Alright. I'm voting for Maki, but
I'm voting for Maki and Toji.
Maki above Toji.
Oh, you know, I should make this specification for what I'm doing here. Toji and Maki are going to share the same space because as far as we can tell, and basically as far as the series is stated, they are basically the exact same in terms of power. So I'm just gonna I'm just gonna have them share the same spot.
Fine dandy, but Maki Toji is next.
Right. And then we get Maharaga. This counts as only one. So, we're at what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 9 and 10. So who takes the 9 and 10 spots? We now have some strong contenders. This is where the real debating comes in. The real reason I wanted to do these discussions, because when we get into who now just barely ekes into the top 10, we have several characters to discuss. Let me line them all up here at the top of the selection here.
Oh, boy.
We got Chozo, Mahito, Jogo. I think somewhat comfortably now, I can say Dagon and Hanami are no longer in top 10 conversation.
The comedian.
I almost forgot about Takaba.
No, fuck that guy, bro. He's too broken. We can't.
No,
Takaba.
yeah, right. He's actually more broken. He belongs in
He
the
should
spot above
technically be
Maharaga.
top 1.
He's top 0.
He's in
Yeah.
my
We
You
can't.
thought the top 10 ranking went from 1 to 10?
Yeah, we're doing that spot of level 0 with that motherfucker.
Will it be as terrible of a reveal? Maybe. Probably. Who else do I place up here?
What are we forgetting?
Looking through the list. Oh, mostly new people. Mostly
honestly,
new people. Current, or, you know, not
Where's
current.
Sakari? Where the fuck's Sakari?
Oh,
Where's
Sakari's down
Sakari,
there. I'm just
Kashimo,
going through them as I see
Oro
them.
and Ryu.
We've
Ryu's
got
yonder.
We've got Cursed Spirit Naoya, who doesn't have his own thing, but we're gonna put him there because it's just the Naoya image. Then we got Hikari, Kashimo.
Do we have the dude who taught fucking Maki how to use a fucking sword properly?
We do
Is
not
he-
have Dido
no,
on
no,
here.
no, no, no.
We don't have
I'm not
Dido
saying
on
not
this.
in
top
the
10. I'm saying put him up higher because
It does
that-
not appear that
that
this tier
man
list
can't
has him.
see cursed spirits and fucked up cursed spirit Noya. I don't give a fuck.
He didn't really
So,
fuck him up,
amazing.
but he did land a hit though.
looks like Dido is not on this list. So sad.
He did land a hit. He did land a hit.
He did land a hit. I believe he cut Naoya
did
in
land a
half.
hit.
actually cut him.
He literally cut him in half.
Yeah.
Yeah, he cut that fucker in half and he couldn't fucking see him. The man is a master. I don't
Let's
give
see.
a fuck.
Who else do we have here?
This is like this is like
Base.
pre-time skip Zoro and Mihawk. It's like I don't need devil fruit. I don't need
Higuruma's not in the conversation.
No,
His
Higuruma's
domain's cracked, but if you have your own domain, you could just be like,
Is it?
no.
It's not really cracked though, because like if you lose your like curse technique, a lot of these fighters are really good physically, so he'd
That's
still
true,
lose.
actually. Then we got Ryu. Does Uro hit top 10 discussion? No.
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 So our remaining contenders for entering the top 10. Actually, you know what? Fuck it. I'll be generous to them. We'll still keep Dagon and Hanami here. No, fuck Hanami. Actually, we never saw their domain.
No, wait, but hold on, because Gege explained what Hanami's
Oh,
DE
did
was.
they? Please explain to me what Hanami's domain is. Also, did
Okay,
we get a
so-
name for it?
Yeah, well, we got the Japanese name. I think it's Dai Kyokai. And then for anyone watching, if you go to the interview Blue that Gege did on YouTube, he kind of explains it. It would be a pasture of flowers, and it would be similar to Dagon's Death Swarm, except it's a guaranteed hit for Solar Beam.
The eyeball thing that he never got to fire off?
Yeah, so it would be a guaranteed hit
with the sun.
exclusive for Solar Beam.
That's kind of... I wish we saw what
One-
that did.
When I ranked domain expansions in my one video, I did put Hanami just above Dagon, just because I think Solar Beam is more effective than the Death Swarm, in my opinion.
Did we even see what Solar Beam does? Is it just
No,
a big
but
laser?
like, I don't know, man. He absorbed an entire forest worth of energy, and then
I mean,
he was about to
that's
fire
fair.
that bitch out like Kamehameha, you know?
Let's see. I'm on the wiki. I want to see if they have the information on his domain's like name or whatever.
In the not the fan book, there's a Twitter user who found it's Dai Kyok. I think if you translate it, it might be like Great Sea of Flowers or Great Voyage or something. I think if you look up Hanami's D, it'll pop up on Twitter.
Oh
There's
yeah,
some
I'm
guy.
sure. Main expansion name. Revealed in the fan book. Shining Sea of Flowers.
Yeah.
That's not bad. That would have been neat. Okay, so we'll have these guys for our top 10 discussion. We got Chozo, Mahito, Jogo, Takaba, Naoya, Hikari, Kashimo, Ryu, Dagon, and Hanami. Who do we kick out immediately?
Dagon.
I'm gonna be honest. I would kick out the comedian. Now,
No,
I know his curse technique is broken, but you gotta remember, it's only broken for what he considers funny, and he's not very funny.
and he can't
So-
control it, and he is
And
not
you
aware that
gotta
he
also-
has it.
He's not aware of
Exactly.
it.
All
And
right.
you gotta remember, you also need to remember, he does not view violence as funny. So that's a key thing as well.
True.
All right. You know what? Ben makes a good point because this is the whole Escanor building up to like he can be nighttime or it can be noontime sort of idea. It depends on what it's a situational technique. Sort of like, once again, by that logic, I also would like to kick out Hikari because
No.
as stated
Nah,
in the
that's kinda
same
crazy.
argument, oh, when this guy gets rolling, he's stronger than me. Don't be a liar, says Maki. I'm just saying.
Now,
Same idea.
now
I
that
don't-
Takaba's
Before
gone,
Maki had awakened.
we get into a new interesting thing here. Everyone here has a domain except confirmed for Chozo and Kashimo. Everyone else here has a confirmed domain expansion, even if we haven't seen it.
Okay, I'll say this. I'll put my 2 cents in. Keep Kashimo, just because he was able to take on multiple jackpots from Hikari. Kick out Choso.
I think Chozo
Yes.
is incredibly strong, but I don't think he has anything to really contend with most of these people once they use a domain
No.
expansion.
Now, I will say, I
Kashimo
think
has a simple domain.
he had Hollow Wicker Basket, yeah.
That was a thing that he had. Yeah, I think they confirmed he has that. And also, well, we'll get into more of his cracked abilities. Basically,
Also, Kashimo has a guaranteed hit without a DE. which is
Chozo
also
seems
kinda-
to be as strong as you can get without having a guaranteed hit.
I'm pretty
But
sure
he
Choso will
went
get a
so-
DE.
so,
But
like I would like to argue that how many of these people would you actually stack up to fight against Kenjaku like he did?
I think two
Like
or
I
three.
would argue
honestly.
Mahito would not go this far. I'm sorry. I don't give a fuck about idle
that-
configuration. He's not going as far as Chozo.
Wait, you
did
think
against
Mahito's
Kenjaku.
doing?
Kenjaku
Mahito's doing better than
washes
Choso?
Mahito in 2 hits.
No, because
No,
Gege in the because
Well-
Gege in the fan book said that a fan asked if Kenjaku tried to capture Jogo or Mahito, how would be able to do it, and Gege said it would be a tough fight one-on-one.
Yeah, so the deal with curse spirit manipulation is when curses are much stronger, you actually have to weaken them or take a lot of time to absorb them. The reason Kenjaku was able to do that was because Mahito just finished getting his ass beaten by Yuki.
Yeah, he was literally near death.
It's like
I don't know,
Pokemon.
man.
You
I
can't
don't think
run up
Gege
on a
remembers going
legendary.
Also,
watching
let me-
power scaling because
Also, let me tell you something. First of all, I don't give a fuck what Choso does. When self-embodiment of perfection comes out, he's fucked. It's not gonna
It's
do
true,
anything.
self-embodiment of perfection.
It's a
Basically,
one-shot.
if you don't have absurd reaction speed to either pop your domain or use simple domain, you're fucked. You're gonna die. Like,
Yeah.
right away.
Mahito is just very hard for anyone to fight. He can instantly kill you, and he's incredibly hard to
It's
kill.
actually funny. I think all of these characters here are some of the only characters that I say comfortably are able to beat Mahito. Well, maybe not comfortably, but either he can't really affect them that well, or they can just fucking annihilate him.
Yeah, fair.
Everyone else
Choso-
here, I'm like, eh. Like, I wouldn't put Jogo above Mahito. Basically, here's the deal. If Mahito
You don't
gets
think so?
in, Jogo doesn't. Because I still believe Mahito's stronger than Jogo.
I think Jogo's still pretty impressive.
Oh,
though.
he is, but I don't think he's stronger than Mahito. Well,
Because
let me put it this
he
way.
also had a domain expansion and he had a maximum too, which is like
Jogo has more destructive power than Mahito. He actually still has more destructive power than most of the people on here, except for, like, Ryu. But Mahito is so insanely hard to kill, and so good at killing almost every other character, that, Mahito just kinda goes above him. I
Since
would
Mahito
once again like
curiosity-
to remind you that, like, half of the named character deaths are thanks to Mahito.
I would just like to say one just for my own know-how. One question: idle transfiguration, right?
Mm-hmm.
Does it affect curses too?
That is a good question. I'm not
Because wait a minute. Yeah, Chozo ain't a fucking human sorcerer.
Well, the deal
He's
with Chozo
half.
is that he's a hybrid. He's like half human,
He's a
half
He's a
hybrid.
right. He's a hybrid. So, but we have never seen an instance because Yuji wasn't touched. So we have no idea
Well, what
how
happened
idle
was,
transfiguration works.
back during the Junpei arc, Yuji got touched, and then Sukuna was there, and Sukuna being
Dang,
Sukuna
fuck
was
off.
like, what the fuck are you doing? Go away.
But we also
And
know
Sukuna's
that
already
Chozo
confirmed
and
he's
his
not a
brothers were born differently.
Yeah.
They weren't born like that. So they're more cursed than human.
Well, here's the deal. Mahito is a curse, and he's able to use it on himself, because he still possesses a soul.
All
Idle
right,
transfiguration
fair
is
point,
soul
fair point.
manipulation. If we
Alright,
assume
I'm
all
just-
curses have souls, then he could still do it.
I'm just saying that JJK is kind of like overly complicated sometimes. So there's some.
you also have to keep in mind that Jogo and Mahito had differences. So if Jogo knew that he couldn't use idle transfiguration on him, he wouldn't have been scared to just wash Mahito.
Fair enough.
But how effectively can he kill Mahito? That's another big question with him. There are two ways to kill Mahito. Either you're able to perceive the soul, like Maki and Toji seemingly can, and they have weapons for attacking the soul directly, and thus you're able to hurt him, or, and this was a method that Nanami proposed, effectively, since Mahito has to use his curse technique to manipulate his soul and heal himself, if you just damage him so much over such an extended period of time that you burn out his cursed energy, you can still kill him. It's just a very protracted, inefficient way to kill him. So that's also a possibility, and there are definitely a couple characters in the discussion here that I think are maybe capable of doing that.
Well, then at this rate, then I'm just gonna put Hikari above everybody.
Yes, the power of
The
very good
jackpot
luck
is
and
broken.
infinite cursed energy, an infinite reverse curse technique. It's just kind of cracked.
It basically makes Hikari Yuta. And if Yuta is in S plus tier, why the fuck? And from what we've seen of Hikari, he seems to have a stupid amount of luck.
Well, the
So-
difference there is that Yuta has nigh unlimited cursed energy, but he has techniques he can put them into. As far as we can tell, Hikari is almost exclusively a melee physical fighter.
Sure. But did Toto and Yuji not physically beat the shit out of a Mahito?
That is true. They did do
Hey.
that.
Like he lost because they beat the living shit out of him with their fists, and then Kenjaku came up and spoils, boss stealing, gone. So like at the same time, I'm just gonna argue that Hikari is basically Yuta when he's on the roll. So if we have Yuta so high, why wouldn't Hikari be so high?
Let's say this. I'd say I think Yuta. The issue with Hikari that I think is gonna play into the series is that if he's super lucky, he's like fucking cracked. But I think there's gonna be a point where Gege's just gonna be like, yeah, fuck your luck, and Hikari might just die.
Yeah,
So the
his luck
issue is-
runs out. Sure,
Yeah,
but
It's like an issue.
but we haven't seen that yet. So based on what, as far as chapter 208,
Oh yeah,
I'm
we
gonna
didn't
say this-
really see this, cause I'm not really sure how much Kashima's powers just ignore durability or something. But
Also, we don't know if
Hikari could-
Kashimo has reverse curse technique too, right? We haven't seen it.
oh yeah, we don't know if he does, do we?
Wait, didn't his injuries heal?
They were like minor though.
Yeah, it was basically Gege forgot to draw some scratches and bruises.
Yeah.
Should also mention that it might get fixed, but Hikari does not have an arm at the moment.
That's true, he doesn't.
But Yuta
but-
could heal it back though.
yeah, but
Yeah,
he's
it
got-
seems like he's
yeah.
going off to someone that can heal him. I'm not talking about their current state, because, you know, some of the characters on here are fucking dead. I'm talking about at their peak, their prime.
Well,
Right.
let me ask this then, because I think the main way you defeat Hikari is inside of the actual DE. So do you think Yuta could kill off Hikari before the rerolls run out?
Maybe, yeah.
probably.
Yeah. 'cause
And
it's like
wait a
a-
minute. Miss just said people at their peak, so we're using volume 0 Yuta? Oh shit. We gotta
Oh,
up
wait, yeah.
we gotta up his brand. Wait a minute.
Well, Yuta didn't have a domain
Because
expansion back then.
Yuta,
Though.
the only reason they gave him a 5-minute time limit, the only reason Gege did that, because he knew he created a fucking broken ass bitch. And he was like, oh shit, I really gotta fix this.
I will say though, Yuta has a DE now, so he's got
Yeah,
some.
I think it evens out.
He's still broken, it's just he's less broken. He can
Yeah.
fit into the story. He can actually lose now. Volume
Let's
0
see
Yuta, I doubt loses to just about anything.
So let's see here. This is where we're gonna get into the argument here. I keep forgetting Dagon and Hanami are here, so I think we're probably going to exclude them now. Yeah, do we think
Yeah,
Ryu
no, they're
and
gone.
Kashimo are stronger than those two?
Listen, Hikari is the next slot, man. There's no question.
Oh, you're asking if Hikari and Kashimo are above Hanami and Dag? Yeah, bro. They're above.
Okay. Now,
Is he above Mahito and Jojo? Yes.
Well, Kashimo. Here's the issue with Kashimo. We haven't seen his fucking CT. That man could
it's
suddenly
true.
boost up.
But
Right.
how
This
strong
man-
he's contending
He's
with
already
Hikari
cracked.
without actually using his curse technique.
He took on multiple jackpots. He got dumped in the fucking ocean, and he's like, "Oh shit, good for me, chlorine gas."
I
But
can make fucking chlorine
don't
gas.
know. For all we know, his CT is so strong because he limited, but because there's all these weird things in JJK, like the vows and shit like that. For all we know, the reason he's holding back that vow, like his CT, is to use against Sukuna because he can only use it once because he powered it up with a vow.
Yeah,
He made a binding
I
technique.
think
We don't
some of us
know.
have discussed this. Whatever he uses probably costs his life or something. That's why he can only use
Right.
it once.
Yeah.
But listen,
he
whenever he
can't use
uses it, I'm not gonna be shocked if he goes like fucking somewhere up here or something.
Listen,
you know?
he's gonna go crazy, and he's gonna land a paper cut on Sukuna's hair.
Exactly.
I mean, listen, whoever you put, it's either Hikari or Kashimo. There's nobody else on that list should be.
As of right now, currently Kashimo, I think Hikari is above Kashimo. As of right now,
Wow.
is.
That means
Well,
Hikari
listen,
takes the number 9
the man
spot.
lost. The man, like, at the end of the day, even if he's got a binding vow locked CT and he wasn't going all out, irrelevant because he's still lost.
Well, I don't, because Hikari himself fought the guy and said, "Yeah, I don't really think I won that." I mean, in terms of right now, because we're gauging off of
Yuta also says that Hikari is stronger than him, and I don't see us putting Hikari
Oh
above
yeah,
Yuta.
I remember there was some video. I forget if it was like Sensei or someone that made it where they're like Yuta and Hikari are absolutely not on the same level, and I never really watched through it, so I don't know what argument they're making in that video. I'm assuming they're making the argument that no, these two are not on the same level as each other.
No pun intended, Hikari's like a cockroach you can't kill. Like, it's just, that's the main thing about him. Because the reason why he's so cracked is that he can his RCT can literally filter out poisons while he's fucking knocked out. Like, what the fuck? Doesn't even have to be conscious for it to do that. And that's like the highest level of RCT. Yeah.
Interesting points. Also, Jabber, I don't think the jackpots are rigged in his favor. He just has stupid luck. In fact, he actually lost his first roll against Charles.
There is a rigged feature, but it's only one rigged one.
Actually, you know what? It was funny. I remember there were some people on Twitter after, like, the chapter came out where he almost died and then didn't. People are like, oh, this luck thing is literally just plot. It's just when Gege's like, nah, he wins for now.
Yeah, it's like, no shit.
It's just plot. There's no fucking luck involved. It's just Gege being like, yeah, he just can't stop winning.
You knew it was fucked when this man lost his rib cage, fell down, and then they revealed that the pachinko system has an automatic win that you can somehow unlock.
Oh yeah, it's after like 3 or 4 rolls or something stupid.
Yeah, there's like a secret 4th roll that if you land on it, you'll automatically get jackpot. You don't even have to really try.
I love that in the volume release, Gege was just like, yeah, this big, like, info dump double-page spread. Just pay attention to the part that says, that talks about jackpot. You really don't have to worry about the rest of this.
Yeah.
So now we got...
And even though he's not on this list, shout out to Charles, because Gege
Charles. Oh, you mean in the top 10 list? Yeah, he's at the bottom of the available characters.
Yeah. I was gonna say that shout out to Gege, because Gege said if Charles's CT was in anybody else's hands, like an actual competent person, it'd be pretty fire.
I mean, he just got his technique, so give the man some time, and I'm sure he can improve.
Right. One of those. I honestly think the next person on the list has to be Kashimo. That's what do you guys think?
Let's see here.
Wait, so who do we put on the list already?
So right now we got from top to bottom Gojo, Sukuna, Kenjaku, Yuta, Yuki, Geto, Toji / Maki. I'm having them in the same spot because they're just the same. Maharaga, and then Hikari. So we've got one spot left in the top 10.
Hold on, we're putting Geto above Toji?
Yes.
So, like, what? So, are we using Toji with all of his curse tools?
Oh, so we have the top 10.
Yeah, I would put Toji with all of his curse tools.
We have the top 10.
This is technically the top 10. But since I count Maki and Toji as one spot because they're just the same, I don't put one.
but whoa! That's still just because you're tiebreaker doesn't mean it's not the top 10.
Well, there you go. There's the top 10. Now let's argue about these other characters.
All right, hold on. Yeah. I will say though, with Soul Liberation Blade and Inverted Spear of Heaven, I don't know if Geto could beat those. Geto specifically. Because he doesn't have reverse curse technique. He doesn't have a lot of the stuff that these other special grades.
We don't actually know that.
We don't know if he did, as a matter of fact.
We don't actually know that.
But we have to go along with what we saw, because that's all we had.
I mean, I guess so. You could also argue that he was just so exhausted by the end of his fight with Yuta, he didn't have the energy to heal himself.
Yeah, but that's Theo, by that logic, it's sort of like when people were arguing for like months, saying like, "Oh, well, what about so and so's domain expansions?" Like, well, maybe they don't have a domain expansion. It's like, well, I'm not basing my information off of the fact that if they do or they don't. I'm basing it off of feats. So it depends on what we're arguing right now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, I think I'm just arguing off of what Gege has shown us. So whatever, if Gege confirmed something or showed it to us, that's the only thing I'm using. So that's why with Kashimo, I'm not theorizing anything that he hasn't shown, unless it's been confirmed already.
All right. I mean, if we're gonna go on that logic, then fair enough. Like that's solid. I just want to know where we're
Yeah.
going.
Because like I don't doubt that Ghetto might have had. Because here's the thing, Ghetto
He might have
obviously-
had it, right?
Yeah,
But
because
we
we
haven't
also have
seen
to. Yeah, because even at the parade, Ghetto, I think Toto defeated a special grade, and and several grade ones were defeated at the night parade, which we didn't see. So that also adds to Ghetto's power, but we
People
never
are
saw it,
arguing Toji with his arsenal is definitely stronger than JJK Zero Ghetto. Well, do we want to
Yeah.
argue about the exact placements on here? I'm not opposed to putting him above Ghetto.
I think he's above Ghetto, not any of the other.
But then you have to put
Is
Maki.
putting Naoya above Ghetto too absurd? Yes.
Wait, hold on.
Yes, it
I
is.
think
Yes, that is.
the thing about Maki though is that the only reason I put Toji a bit above is because he had the inverted Spear of Heaven, which is like a really cracked weapon.
I argue how much I take specific weapons into consideration. I suppose I should.
I mean, it's in his arsenal, right? So I mean, that's why I'm just asking, what are we counting for Toji?
Well,
Because
when I rate Toji, I assume his arsenal.
I take it into consideration.
Right, exactly. That's like
his main
saying,
thing.
oh, okay, I'm gonna rank the greatest swordsman in One Piece,
Without-
but without their swords.
Yeah,
right.
yeah,
Like,
that's
yeah, like, that's what I'm thinking about. Like we have to count because Playful Cloud was his weapon in his prime. You also
Right.
have inverted Spear of Heaven, Chain of 1,000 Miles. You have the Soul Liberation Blade. So those are all his.
So
No,
we're
miss,
putting him
just
above
above
Ghetto,
Ghetto.
which I guess
Yeah,
then
just
means. Do we put Maki above Ghetto then?
Maybe, I don't know. Well, Maki doesn't have as many weapons yet.
This will be our specification. Well, then I guess that's the actual top 10 list now. If I can't
But
put
listen,
him in the
once
same
once
spot, I will
Maki gets
just
more weapons, fuck Ghetto.
go
She's
get the
above me too.
fucking dragon bone back. God damn it! Go get
my God,
fucking
Chris.
healed.
Listen,
Where did you leave it? You
You're-
left it in that random guy's skull.
I
your,
hate
your
that shit.
your chat is actually saying some interesting stuff, and they're not wrong. Brick is saying that if we're saying that Gito had RCT, then Kashimo has RCT, and once again, maybe. Once again, right now we're gonna have to base what Dio was saying, chat. We are going to have to base everything on what we've seen and not what we assume.
Yeah.
So
Now we have the
As
argument
of-
that the
as of
sheer
2:08,
numbers that
we
Ghetto
gotta
is
go.
able to summon would
There's also
overwhelm
chat,
Toji
keep
and
in-
Maki.
Because chat, keep in mind, Ryu could have a broken ass domain expansion for all I fucking know, but I haven't seen it.
Yuta could have one. Uri.
Oh yeah, I mean, listen,
Yeah.
Yuta might have the most broken fucking shit in this entire verse, but until we see it, I can't judge.
Right. We saw a three-way domain
Which
expansion
version
that
of
got
Naoya
broken
are
up,
we
and we
ranking
have
here?
no idea what
The
happened.
strongest version, obviously.
Yeah, the special great curse.
The
Hmm.
Vengeful Spirit Naoya, the one that
Wait a
has a
minute.
domain expansion.
I
And that
just
can
thought
go
of
fucking
something.
Mach 3.
Another way to destroy that whole like Kenjaku survives the black holes stuff, as everyone was saying, like gang up on him. Like he uses domain expansion, do the same thing that the fucking other guys did. Domain. Too many domains? Nah. Fuck.
That's actually a good point. That is a good point.
Actually, now that I think about that, considering his domain doesn't have a barrier, I guess it would depend on where they are. They could actually do that without having the same domain overlap problem.
Actually, hold on, because I realize that is a good point, because that is technically what
By
Tengen
the
did,
way,
but
we
we
got
also have to
27 people in here, only 22 likes. Let's get up to 27 likes. Oh, Cave in the chat. If you were a true gambler, you'd have Hikari in S tier. He is an S tier, just not S+.
Yeah, listen, if Bernice was
I
in
keep
here,
forgetting-
Yeah, Hikari is in this.
I forget. Okay, this is weird. I keep forgetting that Cave reads JJK, and then I remember his D&D character is just literally fucking Higuruma.
oh,
Like, he literally uses Higuruma art as his character portrait.
also for Kenjaku, Tengen did say his simple domain's on another level compared to average sorcerers, so his domain can get fucked, but he also has, like, I'm pretty sure he has domain amplification. I don't know yet, but
I would
His
believe
simple
he does,
domain.
But-
considering he's the one that
But
explained that.
instant-
taught
like
that.
once again,
Jojo
I'm not
Hanami.
the hugest fan that he survived the black hole. What I'm saying is that if they instantaneously, if everyone all of a sudden went boom, domain expansion all at once, and like, sure, he can set up simple domain. It's still a second later. You know what I mean? Like, if they had a signal
I'm
and
gonna
they
be
pulled
real.
domain expansion, he used simple domain. Fine. He gets out of the sure hit, but it still breaks the domain expansion, and he uses a shit ton of CE. I'm assuming his simple domain is incredible. Like Tengen said, it's still going to use up CE.
Also, listen, I'm a Kenjaku fan. I don't think it
That's
takes more than
plus.
Maki, Yuta, and Akari to beat him. I think those three could do it.
I mean,
It
I
takes
generally agree.
who deal? Who
I
do
think
you say?
if you had Yuta, Akari, and Maki, Kenjaku's now winning. I don't think.
Oh
you
yeah, I agree 100%.
I don't think you need more than that. And I'm a Kenjaku
No, you don't.
Chad.
A
So
real
don't get mad
3v1,
at me.
because this was a 2v1. A real
Yeah.
3v1, yeah. Yeah, I agree. I don't think Yuta can take him 1v1, but I think that Yuta.
I think Yuta will drive him to exhaustion. Maybe probably like exhaust the fuck out of him, and then someone
Yeah.
else, another two people could come in there and just take his ass out.
Did Ghetto have
Yeah.
any answers to domains that we know of? The special grade he used had a simple domain, or the Vengeful Spirit in Hidden Inventory had a simple domain, but it got killed by Toji.
Also, I
mean,
forgot.
I'm gonna keep it real with you. When it comes to the special grade sorcerers, I think it's fine to operate under the assumption that they have something.
Yeah. I mean, if Ghetto had simple domain, I wouldn't be.
Yeah.
The issue is that domain expansions seemingly weren't a thing back in Volume 0. So they weren't
Well, the
something
issue-
Gege took into consideration.
Also, fuck you, Gege, because you try to act like DEs are rare, and yet we have like 14 versus like 3.
Yeah.
Well,
now we
here's
got,
the
like-
deal. We went most of the series having only seen like 3 actual domain expansions. 4, I guess. 4? Yeah.
Listen,
I mean, shit.
I love domains, but just show me some more maximums. Come on.
Band, I know you're drawing, but what do you think about all this? Nah, he's drawing.
Well, the
So
deal
he's-
with domain expansions is that they are used by high-level sorcerers. They are the pinnacle of Jujutsu sorcery. Since we're now at this point, you're gonna have a lot of characters that have domain expansions. It was funny when we got forced suicide punishment, or whatever Higuruma's domain was called. We got that, and I sat there for a bit, and I was like, oh, we haven't gotten a new domain in a while. It's been a bit. It's been like
The
50
great thing
fucking
about-
chapters, and this is only
we
the 6th
should've,
domain.
like we were supposed to get them in the Sundai, and then we got fucking cucked, like a fucking.
Well, that was
porn
after
puppy.
Higuruma. That was basically
Well,
just,
to
oh
be-
yeah, there are 3 other domains that exist, not showing you them.
Yeah,
now.
yeah, but what I mean is that we got cucked hard with 3 potential domains, and then we never saw any of them.
Right.
That is actually
Not
the
that
only.
one overrode the other or anything like that. No. We know they all 3 had one, and it was like, yeah, we don't get one. And I was
At least I'm happy we'll see those 3 later, though. At least like we didn't get 4.
They're gonna
I
show
think
up.
we will.
Is Misc content like a play on discontent that's kind of funny? Would you like me more if I said that was what it was? No, it's miscellaneous content. Because when I started the channel, I just planned on doing whatever.
And you still, to this day, just like my channel, you do
I
whatever
kind
you
of
feel
do whatever since I started doing gaming
Yeah, like,
streams.
You play God of War, you play Dark Souls, whatever, and then all of a sudden you're talking about manga. It's like, alright, whatever.
Please Clap says it's been 2 years since we saw Black Flash. Yeah, fuck maximums. I want to see another Black Flash. It's been forever.
Yeah, when
Oh
was the
my
last
God.
The
Black
last
Flash?
time we saw Black Flash was when Yuji fucking finished off Mahito. Also, hello,
Oh,
Dave.
brother.
Oh my shit. So we haven't actually seen it post, well, it's not time skip, but post Shibuya.
Right.
What the fuck? Where's the I don't give a fuck who does it. Yuta, Yuji, Hakari, I don't give a fuck. Somebody Black Flash somebody.
I would
Yuta did it in the
if
movie.
Yuki landed one of those. That would have been absurd.
You know what? That would have been so much better than what we just got. Like, I love the black hole idea. I really do, but it would have been awesome.
Come on, guys.
She
Come on.
just black flashed him to the face before
Come
done.
on. Nah, I can't. Bro, a black flash over a black hole. Come on, guys.
No. What I mean is,
Bombaye
Because-
Black
no,
Flash would like
knowing the
fucking-
result. Hear me out. Knowing the result, knowing the fact that the black hole only ruined his shirt, bullshit. But only ruined his shirt. The fact of the matter is, if we're gonna go out, fuck the black hole. Black Flash to the face, being fuck you from a corpse, from a fucking corpse, and then boom, Black Flash to the face to break that jawline,
So-
and then be like, I'm out.
It'd be
A
pretty-
couple things here.
My
Jobber said Yuki thought she was Yamamoto. Okay. Jobber,
Yeah, we saw
that
that.
black hole was about as effective as a fucking Hado number 93 or
Yeah,
whatever,
it was.
okay? It was
It was.
about as effective.
It was about as effective as Katakota Town shit. Yeah, exactly.
It was
And that's why it's
plenty.
disappointing. I was expecting like Toriko level black holes. I'm like, this bitch
Well,
ain't
we haven't done Toriko scaling. I mean, yeah, the whole punching through concepts thing is a bit Toriko, but we haven't reached Toriko scaling.
We haven't, but I was like, oh, he's enveloped. What? Like, I argued. I said, Furioku nullification from Shaman King. That's the only he uses his fourth technique, whatever. It's like, no, I just used the real technique that I was faking the whole time. I'm like, oh my god, this bitch still thinks he's Aizen. Fuck.
Well, and also keep in mind for Yuki's black hole, if Tengen's barrier was not there and she was like going full willpower, God knows what that shit would have done.
Yeah, if it wasn't contained, yeah, Jehu says it as well. If it wasn't contained within the barrier, which seems to be an infinite space, the fucking Earth would have been destroyed.
Well, Kenjaku also says her willpower because she was fucking cut in half. Like if she was healthy, oh my god, that shit might have been even bigger.
Well, I don't know, because it seemed basically, since Bombaye increases the mass upon herself, she was turning herself into a black hole, pretty much.
Also, someone brought up a good point. Why didn't she use it on Garuda instead?
Well, I don't actually know where Garuda is. I think someone brought that up. We don't actually see where
we haven't
Garuda
seen
is.
Garuda. And we didn't
Yeah,
see
that's something. Like, but here's the
and we
problem.
didn't see expansion. Fuck you, Gege. I want to see
No.
Little
See,
bastard.
that's the one thing I actually liked about this
Really?
death. Yeah, I'll tell you why. Because, like, at the end of the day, you got to subvert expectations. Like, yes, is Yuki's death like Stars and Stripes? Yes. Is the reason I dropped My Hero Academia? Yes. But Yuki, like, everyone expects, oh, she can't die until we see her DE. But she can't die until we see her DE. Yeah, she
Anytime a
fucking
character says that,
Yeah.
Gege immediately decides to kill that character.
Right. Fan base opinion and their idea of what is necessary of a narrative isn't exactly what an author or a writer will actually go
Gege
for.
has stated his
So-
policy on killing characters is just, if it's interesting, I'll do it. I don't give a fuck about
Right.
plot relevancy.
No, exactly. He really is that guy. So at the end of the day, if you're going to kill, like, once again, do I agree that she should die this early? No, I don't like it. I wish the ship with Chozo could sail off into the horizons of the seven seas. Yeah, absolutely. And we didn't get to see her DE. That sucks. But at the end of the day, does it work here? Kinda
yeah.
not. You have
I
to
think,
decide. You have to decide for yourself. It's sort of like me. Stars and Stripes being introduced in My Hero Academia. There's so many parallels that can be made between Yuki and Stars and Stripes. And I dropped My Hero Academia due to Stars and Stripes' death.
I think that
But
gets animated
here-
this season.
I don't know if it's as bad. It's similar, but it's handled better, I think.
I think it
I-
is. I'll say.
I would have liked hints. It's sort of like Bleach with the Still Silver. I would have loved hints that Kenjaku had gravity manipulation an arc ago. That would have made me feel better about this. But outside of that, it kind of works. Now, if you bring Yuki back, I'm gonna be like, fuck you, because the whole idea is to shock and awe. And if you keep bringing people back, then we're in Dragon Ball Z territory.
I think for two things. I think one, I agree with both of you that I think that the way I like the subverting expectations. The main complaint I had was just sort of like a universal complaint for manga where it's like if you confirm that a character has something and you don't show it without like logical reason, like even with Buddha in ROR, we never got to see the sixth realm. And there was really no reason, like, you know how Heracles had the tattoos? He was forcibly not able to do it. Buddha had no reason not to show it. So just the fact we didn't get to see it. Same with Yuki, it's whatever. I mean, I still like the way she went out. And also second, I think I would have been more mad because when I was reading the leaks, we initially thought that Kenjaku's fourth curse technique was just anti-gravity, which I thought was an ass pull. But because he used CT reversal, I think it does help out a little bit because that is an established concept like way before. Teach them.
And it's also important that anti-gravity isn't like reverse gravity. It is just straight up the absence of gravity. So it would make sense that he'd be able to defend himself with that.
He also didn't use the basic version. He had to activate his domain to amplify its effect in order to protect him. And that too, he still kind of got fucked up, you know.
And he was still like, I can't believe that fucking worked.
Yeah, he's literally like, thank fuck, bro. I was fucked, man.
Yeah, so once again, can we all acknowledge that was a high diff fight?
Yeah, no, I don't think anyone's arguing that.
Griever, whoever told you it was a high
use
diff
them.
fight, tell them to go fuck themselves.
Whoever said it wasn't, I haven't seen anyone that suggested it wasn't.
Listen,
Yeah, it's a high diff fight.
I am so done because I really don't like Kenjaku as an antagonist character or whatever, body snatcher. So at this point, I'm done trying to deal with him or power scale him or be invested in him in any way, shape, or form. So at this point, I'm just curious, like almost like from an outsider perspective, not in the argument. It was like blue, red, and I'm sitting back here being green. And I'm just looking in, sort of saying, what do you guys think? I'm just curious.
I'm a Kenjaku fan. It's a high diff fight. And honestly, as a Kenjaku fan, if you were to argue, even if you were to argue extreme diff, I wouldn't be too mad because he literally at the end says, thank fuck I got away. Like he took a gamble and he was like, thank fuck it worked. Because if it didn't, I would not be here right now. So even if someone was to argue extreme, honestly, I'm not too mad. But at bare minimum, it's a high diff.
No, the Stars and Stripes thing is way more fucking bullshit. Let's be real here. I dug underground far enough to not be disintegrated by a nuclear detonation.
Yeah. No, Yuki is the preemptive version of Stars and Stripes, if you will.
Also, they weren't a character that got introduced within the same fight they got fucking killed.
Yeah.
Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, happy Christmas Eves, and all that stuff. I gotta go, but thank you very much for having me, man.
See you, Griever. It was good to have you.
Yeah, nice to see all of you. We'll talk again. Bye.
Bye.
Peace out.
Cave, how are you? I noticed you're in here. You can't escape my gaze.
How are you? This is true. Well, Griever's gone, so maybe there's not much point in me saying this anymore since he was the one making the argument. I was gonna add on to what he was saying in that I've always found Geto to be a much more interesting villain than Kenjaku, although they both obviously play their parts, Geto being a villain for it's been a while since I've read
Yuta.
Yeah, Yuta and Gojo, and so and Kenjaku being related in one way or another to Itadori. So because of that, I mean, they both have their narrative purposes, but I do think maybe that's part of why Zero is seen as one of the stronger arcs, and a lot of people are, from what I've seen and heard, losing interest in what's currently happening.
That's
I think
fair.
I'd probably tend to agree. Yeah, I think Geto's a better villain right now. Only thing I will say is we still haven't seen Kenjaku's backstory, so that might help.
And I feel like we're
course.
getting to that very soon with the end of this chapter.
Oh yeah, he says farewell, my friend, which a lot of people have had the theory that, you know, he's Tengen's student, which makes a lot of sense. Because if you think about it, Tengen does say he's the second best barrier user. what's better than the best barrier user teaching and raising the second best guy.
Correct. That is very true. Let's see here. Please clap. Are you talking about the Stars and Stripes shit? If you saw that in an anime and hadn't read the manga, you'd think it was just a filler arc or something.
It was a filler arc.
You know,
Come on now.
now that I think back on it, what the fuck was the actual point of that? Didn't New World Order get deleted by now or something? Like didn't All for One delete it from himself so it wasn't fucking around with him anymore?
Yeah, the entire purpose of it was that he was just addressing what the other nations were doing. He built, at least my understanding is that.
By the way,
I
Cave,
don't know
you're
his
really
name, but
quiet.
I'm quiet. Okay, I'll move the mic closer to my mouth.
That'd be a great idea.
Yeah, my understanding of it is that I don't know his name, but the author of My Hero.
Horikoshi.
Yeah, he got to a point where he built up the villain to be enough of a threat that other nations would have to take note, and so that was just him addressing it. Was he had Stars and Stripes come over, get jobbed, and then the other nations are come to the conclusion that if that happened to the United States, then if Japan can't contain it, they're just gonna live under authoritarian rule. It was just him addressing the geopolitical.
Me when
nature of what would
Horikoshi
happen.
tries world building. You know, it's funny when My Hero fans try to argue against certain criticisms of the series, and they're just not very good at it. Something about that amused me greatly.
I mean, Horikoshi could have done a lot, but again, it's like the biggest when Deku became a vigilante, and then all the students came back and cried, "Please come back to the high school." Horikoshi was like, "Yeah, fuck this shit."
Yeah,
Let's just
it's
go
like,
back
oh,
to
we
the
do this
same old, same
vigilante
old.
thing, and then we're going to kind of resolve it in like one chapter. Like
Yeah.
2 chapters or something.
Deku had like the most character development possibility there, and then Bakugo came back crying and begging and shit. So
Well, as we know, My Hero is good for nothing if not
Misc,
wasting opportunities.
yeah,
If only some other author had been given an opportunity to tell a story within that setting. If only there was some spin-off series I haven't read, but that I've heard is very good. I don't know if Vigilantes is as good as they say. I hear it's good.
I heard it was good, but I'm gonna be honest, I'm not really interested in it.
Yeah, I'm not like super interested in My Hero anyway, so I'm not super compelled to read the spin-off. Endeavor is currently the only good character in My Hero Academia. I don't know about that. I mean, he's the best character, but
He's
I
not
think
the
everyone
only.
knows that.
Stain beginning Stain was pretty good, I'd say.
Stain was pretty
That's
solid.
really interesting to me. That I agree. I've never thought about it, but maybe it's because the author would just be better at writing a family dynamic story. That's seems to be what he was going for with All Might and Deku, but never really managed to capitalize on. And then when it came back with Endeavor, he was able to write a story about a family struggle better than anything else in his entire series.
I mean, shit. The Pro Hero arc is peak for a reason. That fucking Hien Nomu fight, phenomenal. It's great shit. It's great in the anime too. That's like one of the best episodes of the anime. That was like the last time. That was the last time I actually kept up with the anime. Was the end of season 4. Nothing's really topped it since. Let's see, what was Neve messaging about earlier? Completely unrelated to the stream.
I was gonna say you should put. I do fully understand Choso's like somewhere between an A and an S tier at best, but it'd be really cool if you put him in S plus just because he's my favorite character.
Oh, were it so easy. Word, so easy to put my favorite character in S tier, or in S plus. Oh well. But yeah, Chozo's great. I was actually, well, Griever talked about this in his video, and I was, talking about it earlier. I don't think I was talking about it in stream, but like, Chozo's character development is fucking ridiculous. Like,
He's awesome.
It's crazy how much he's developed and improved as a character since he got introduced, like, I don't know, 150 chapters ago.
By the way, this chapter was crazy, so we focused on all the other shit, but a sleeper moment in this chapter, when Yuki tells him that this is the moment you died as a curse and you're gonna live on as a human, that shit was fucking dope, yo. I felt bad for Choso, man. That whole bar scene, you felt real bad. And then when Yuki's about to die and she's like, yo, now you're gonna live on as a human, that shit hit the feels, man.
Yeah, the Chozo stuff has frankly left a greater impact on me than, like, the big power scaling shit, in all honesty. Because I'm just sort of more of a... Listen, I love battle manga. Jujutsu Kaisen's, like, my favorite ongoing series. I don't know, it's the one I get the most entertainment value out of. Like, Chainsaw Man's the best ongoing thing I'm reading right now, in terms of writing, though it's kind of more slow burn. But Jujutsu's, like, the series that entertains me the most, week to week.
Yeah.
And I'm a person that loves good characters. I mean, fuck. Nanami spoke to me on, like, a spiritual level on my first read through. Because I relate to him a lot.
Yeah, you went. He starts talking about how it's time to clock out at work, and you went, I've been there. I know this feeling.
No, I actually hadn't been there yet. I'm more so related to him just because I know some people that are like him in some ways. And, he also voices a lot of the concerns I have about life and such.
Yeah. I actually want to see Kusakabe and Nanami interact. That's the one thing I could ever ask for. I wanted to see them interact.
We need to see more Kusakabe in general. He's, like, insanely underutilized despite being the second-year teacher. We also have no idea who the third-year teacher is.
He also got complimented. He got complimented by Kenjaku, and his personality's great. He just basically tells you how it is. He's like, yo.
I mean, this guy blocked a fucking Uzumaki created out of Mahito. Alright?
Yeah.
The guy's not weak. I mean, he's not in this top 15, but he's not weak.
But he's also smart because he knows his place. He's like, yo, guys,
great
special grades are fighting.
Listen, Nanami's great because he's really fucking real, and how he's like, yeah, life just kind of fucking blows, doesn't it? Jesus.
Yeah.
With Kusakabe, he's really real in that he's like, I am a mid-tier combatant. I'm going to fucking die if I walk within, like, a block of all of the shit going on here. I'm gonna stay over here, and then I'm gonna fucking leave if that gets any worse. Because I don't want to die.
Imagine you're fighting an enemy, and you have to tell the enemy, yeah, there's a bigger guy coming, I'm just gonna fuck off, you can fuck off too, I'm out of here.
Kusakabe was confirmed to be in the Cullen game at Jump Festa this year. Interesting.
Yeah, I mean, it's expected. I'd say it's expected.
I mean, it's not really that much of a surprise, because he's still a sorcerer who can fight people.
I'd much rather see him progress than Miwa. You heard me, right?
Some of these
Java says, I
characters
feel
are...
the only way Geto can beat Maharaga is if he fights like Kenjaku and just combos abilities at him, but that really isn't his fighting style. I mean, isn't that basically what he does when he just throws a bunch of curses at you? And
yeah,
Uzumaki can probably kill Maharaga in one hit, if it's powerful enough. These are the two ways to beat Maharaga. Either you have so many different techniques that you can throw at it, it's just never able to, you know, adapt to all of them, or you just hit it with some, like, really stupid one-shot shit, and it just dies before it can adapt to it.
The thing about Uzumaki is the more you curse him.
Uzumaki, Bambaye.
Maharaga?
Yeah, we're just talking about... Yeah, that's what we're talking about right now.
Uzumaki you can make a lot stronger if you put more curses into it. So if Geto put enough, like all of his enough curses, he could one-shot Maharaga.
Oh yeah, and who knows? Maybe one day Maharaga will return to being in my top 3 if if Megumi fucking min-maxes like we're pretty sure he can.
You know what's scary about Maharaga is that Maharaga could actually get more broken because if Megumi Shikigami die, their powers get inherited.
Yeah, he just
to
adds.
Maharaga.
If he got rid of
Yeah.
all of his other Shikigami and just added them onto Maharaga, maybe
Yo.
Maharaga goes back in top 3. I don't know.
Maharaga totality inside of complete domain. Come on, y'all. You know.
This is why
That's,
this is why
mildly
Megumi
possible.
has so much potential. You think about his abilities and you're like, this dude can get fucking cracked. He can get really broken.
His main issue is cursed energy reserves.
At the same time, putting everything into one makes him that much more situational. If I remember correctly,
Yeah.
part of what makes the Crow Lady such a glass cannon is because she is, I think, at least from what I remember, the final extrapolation of like, there's some characters in JJK that are just so situational that if they could be like the Crow Lady, just one of the most powerful characters, at least introduced in the beginning of the story, and then they get put in up against someone way weaker than him, way weaker than them in an unfavorable situation, and they're just done for. And so I think if he put everything into one Shikigami and then he gets caught in the wrong situation, it's over. I mean, how many times did he use the flying one to get away?
Yeah.
You know, you
Also,
don't really
like-
want to give that up.
Like,
That's
one of
true.
the big selling points on this technique is just, oh yeah, you never know what he's gonna whip out. So,
That is true.
I think the
Like-
one exception is that Maharaga. I think you guys are right because I think I agree with both of you guys on that. I think utility is good, but also I think Maharaga is a bit different too because like he can adapt to any and all phenomena. So his ability is also like the most versatile shit like in the verse.
things like, any and all phenomenal. Like, we do not know how that functions. Like, let's say I have my special curse technique. I summon a helicopter.
Hmm.
You know, I can just spam summon helicopters. You know, have them in the sky. So I just there, and keep dropping them on Maharaga. What's he gonna do? What's Maharaga gonna do against something in the sky?
You know what he's gonna do? His wheel is gonna start spinning, and that motherfucker's
He's,
gonna
oh my god,
levitate.
helicopter. He turns into a helicopter himself.
Oh no!
His
Oh
wheel
no!
spins, man.
He himself has become a helicopter.
You know how fucked up it would be if like we find out later that his body can morph. So you
Wait,
just see these,
oh
like,
my god. Helicopters. The helicopter hair.
Oh my god! Shut
Oh
the
my
fuck up!
God.
No,
Hell comes
no,
back.
no.
Listen,
Lurking legend.
I literally forgot these fucking people existed until I looked at the characters on this list.
No, I'll do you one better, Misc. Scorpion hair girl.
Oh,
That
Remy, she's still alive for some reason. I wonder if she'll ever
Yeah.
come back and do anything. I'm not like Jobber and think that literally every character has to reappear to be relevant at some point, but
Yeah, no.
like, I am wondering if she will ever do anything.
Doubtful. Cause here's the thing. The thing I'm waiting on. Where are these fucking high-end sorcerers? We need them.
Well, high-end
Open.
sorcerers. That's a good question. That'll be when the new top 10 list becomes irrelevant. It's when those guys show.
Yeah.
I swear to fucking god, if I release that video, and then literally a week later we meet like 3 new Heian era sorcerers, I'm gonna end it all.
Well, also with Sumiki, there's a really fucked up theory that remember the 6-eye user and the 10 shadows who fought 400 years ago.
Oh, that she's become the vessel for probably that
You know
10
how
Shadows user?
How
That,
fucked up that would be. He has
fucked
to
up.
kill his sister as the previous 10 shadows user.
that would be fucked up. Well, I don't know if it could be that one, because I don't think... it seems like
Yeah,
the
it's
whole
just-
reincarnation thing was part of a specific pact with Kenjaku, whereas that person just
Yeah.
died.
Yeah. I don't know if they had any regrets. I guess there's only one way to find out.
Anywho, we were putting more characters on this list at some point. We might as well fill out a top 15 because, well, like these, I don't know, 5 to 7 or 8 guys are all pretty relative to each other, I think.
Yeah.
So
Well,
let's see here.
actually, it depends.
Who
The
would we
farther you
put-
go up on the list, the bigger the gaps.
That's true.
Because, like, I'm not gonna lie to you, Gojo and Sukuna are like, if I were to be honest, they're special grades. They're special among special grades.
Yeah. Who do we put just behind Hakari? Who goes in 11th place?
Let's see.
The lady who can move the sky to
You
dodge
see,
anything.
I didn't put
See-
Uro in the conversation, and the reason I did that is because Uro is really good at defending herself for the most part. She's able to do like some counters, but when it comes to sheer destructive power, she can't really compare to a lot of these people.
That is true.
Unless she gets creative, I guess.
Unless she gets creative. I mean, the spinning around of Grenade Blast was impressive.
Like, if she gets really creative, like, do you think she could just create, like, a black hole? Oh, yeah, today I'm gonna take the sky, turn it into a little ball.
Maybe she could create some kind of vortex if you just kept like twirling the sky around. What a fucking disgusting ability, by the way.
Yeah, I fucking love it. Like, it's exact fuckery I like.
Sendai has the best of both worlds. What's your ability? Oh, I can manipulate the sky. What the fuck does that mean? I can manipulate the sky. Alright, what do you have, fucking Pompadour man? I shoot a big laser out of my Pompadour. Oh, fantastic.
Yeah, I think Ryu. Another
And
big
the
thing
two
about
of them
Ryu.
were at a standstill.
Well, that's just
Sure.
because Ryu has the ultimate spear and Uro has the ultimate shield. Oh, welcome back, Griever.
Hey, baby.
Hey.
We haven't added any more people to the tier list. We were just having a general discussion for like 20 minutes.
Oh, really?
Actually,
Oh.
it's occurred we haven't added anyone to the tier list in like, fucking half an hour at least.
Alright, then I got an idea.
like
Add
45
Ryu,
minutes.
because if Ryu uses domain expansion, he still has the same cursed energy output that's cracked.
Let's see here. Let's
Oh
see.
yeah, also, where are we gonna put our good friend, Jogo and his, literal meteors?
Well, you see, this is why. Listen, outside the top 10, that's where the real discussions happen.
Oh, yeah.
Because these
Exactly.
guys, these like high tier but not top tier characters, are all really, really close to each other in power.
It's
Yeah.
been, like 2
Yeah,
years
yeah.
since I've read JGK, and I've not cared too much about, like, chapters and catching up, so it's gonna be a hard one to think about.
Well, if you are pressed for putting someone on the list, you can always take the guy who tried to turn Gojo into a coat rack and put him in the D tier.
I can
Oh,
put
I
fucking Kumaya
What?
Juzo in the D tier.
You know, I
God, that
remember
is
when
so funny.
I predicted that guy coming back and being relevant. I think I deserve a point for that one.
You get 1 point for predicting that his name would be mentioned at least once after
Yeah, and
his.
I always
imprisonment.
said, oh yeah, Maki's gonna get a tilt from him. Look at Heel, look at Dragonbone.
I'll give credit to you where it's due. Oh yeah, another unknown factor. Someone that may get put on here at some point. Angel, because power nullification's fucking broken.
Yeah, until you meet someone who's cracked physically. I know
Which is
How about,
basically every top.
I completely forgot Urayume exists, but I don't think we've seen enough from them to really rank them up here.
Yeah, we have not
You
seen
can-
him more actually.
you can
Oh,
put,
Urame. Hold up, we forgot Urame.
That's who I'm talking about, Urayume.
Oh. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
We've
Oh,
seen
Please tell- oh,
that
please
their
tell
ice
me.
technique is really strong, but we haven't really seen them do anything other than just entrap like 5 people and then almost kill them before Yuki showed up.
Yeah, they were also freaked out by their aura. Because when they flexed the Ryatsu, they were like, oh shit.
As far as I can tell, they're like relative to Chozo, I guess.
You could put
Uh,
Master Tengen somewhere up there.
Tengen, I don't know.
Kenyan, no, his barriers are good, but he is not a combatant at all. He is basically just a guy.
He was on the sideline dismantling barriers because that's his thing.
Basically, Tengen's involvement in this fight was You guys are in a space where you will not obliterate everything outside of here. Have fun.
Okay, so if you argued Mahito's above Jogo, does that mean Mahito should be 11?
No.
Probably. I mean,
I
he's
think
just,
Ryu, Mahito, and Jogo should be who we discuss right now.
these guys, not Kashimo.
Kashimo? Actually, yeah, put Kashimo then, right?
We got
Right.
4 guys that we're discussing to get the 11th place.
Okay, here's the thing though. Current Kashimo against Jogo, Mahito, and Ryu. Let's see.
Well, here's the deal. Actually, no, he still has Hollow Wicker Basket, and he has Sure Hit without a domain just because of how electricity works, effectively.
Okay.
So, I don't
I'll
think
put
him
it-
not
put it-
having a domain, as far as we can tell, is the biggest deal ever. I think he's able to deal with it fine.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. Alright, yeah, you could put Kashimo right before the top 10. Put him there.
Do we think he is stronger than these other 3? Do you think that?
The guaranteed hit, kind of,
The guaranteed hit is crazy. As fast as Jogo is, I'm not sure he can dodge fucking lightning.
Yeah.
no, probably not.
I
Jogo
mean,
has a lot of destructive power, but like, even with like his strongest moves, they're not exactly fast.
It's just like, oh, that definitely would have fucking put Sukuna down. Yeah, if it hit. If it hit,
Yeah,
it would have.
yeah.
But it's so
it's
slow
like-
compared to me.
Look, he's like a Dark Souls strength build. Sure. he does a
That's
lot of damage.
hilarious, given
but
that he
that's
is like
hits.
the 3rd fastest character.
Yeah.
Like 3rd or 4th. Yes, actually 5th now because of now. Yeah. Poor Jogo. Poor fucking Jogo.
Honestly, the biggest weapon Jogo has is those telekinetic volcano things that he can just spawn.
Oh yeah, those things are nasty.
Yeah. I'd probably give it to Kashimo.
Let's see,
Kashimo's a
what
tough one.
does the chat think? We throwing him in here? Oh right, should I still make this new video a top 10 or should I actually make it a top 15?
Do 15.
Okay, we're gonna make it a 15, so we're still
Wait,
still
'cause then that
contributing to
opens
content.
up the interesting discussion.
Hmm?
Also ban anybody who says Miwa is above all these guys. Just ban.
No, none of us actually think that.
I
But
think-
Except
I-
me.
But what do you mean but?
No, I think
Batu
Miwa, right?
Jitsu is the way to life. Read
No,
Kenshin, you
What's
hicks.
gonna happen, right? Mila's gonna have her moment. She's gonna get so depressed that she's basically a walking, talking nuke.
oh right, cursed energy is affected by negative emotions. I suppose she is getting a mild power amp from all the terrible shit that happens to her.
And she has Batu Jitsu.
She is Batu Jutsu. Maybe she's learning a bit from Kusakabe, who is able to fucking block Uzumaki. And she's going to meet Yuta, who is like the strongest ally that the main characters have right now. Like, he's the strongest protagonist character right now. So... And I think, listen, she has to have her moment. She has to have her redemption where she's not useless anymore.
She does.
It's
because
happening. I can feel it in my bones.
That's 2 ships. That's Mekamaru, Miwa, and now we had Yuki chose like
Miwa must have vengeance.
exactly
Miwa Gear Rising with vengeance? No way.
the return of the Y boner with
With
Right,
a
she's gonna-
vengeance.
Yeah, she's gonna do Rules of Nature on that one thing Kenjaku thinks will show up after the
Oh,
Cullen
the,
games.
the giant fucking amalgam curse shows up and she just
Yeah.
grabs its sword and fucking suplexes it.
Yeah.
Listen, if she has her moment, Neve, you can choose my username for a month.
Don't make
No,
bets
no.
like that. People have made bets like that with me before and I've won them.
Listen,
You don't
I
want to
give
give
that's
someone that kind of
fucking
power.
Fucking bet.
fuck me. I'm a gambler, just like my boy.
You know, your
Life.
boy's luck's gonna run out one of these days, right?
Well, listen, man. Until that day comes, you know what I mean.
Life is a gamble.
Life is a game.
Life ain't a gamble. You people gambling life.
I just realized I have this guy on here that had like fucking claws or whatever is his technique, and then got absolutely fucking murdered by Megumi.
Oh my, dude, fuck that guy. His is the worst fucking technique I've seen in my
I mean,
life,
it's not the worst. It's just so basic.
dude. But
Not
can
to
you
mention,
imagine?
it's something. Actually, it is kind of shitty because it's probably something you could easily mimic just with like cursed energy reinforcement.
Dude,
Okay,
Misc, can
imagine-
you imagine?
You know
knowing-
what? It's like how Kang-Do has straight up the shittiest shrift because it's just guys with blue can do that. Like if you just have really strong blue vein, you can just tank everything.
Imagine
Yeah.
you wake up and you see guys like Gojo and these special grades have these broken techniques, and God gave you a fucking set of long fingernails as your curse technique.
That dude did deserve to have his fucking skull cleaved open by Megumi.
Yeah.
Can't lie. Oh yeah, Kurorushi gets stomped by like all of the special grade curses, doesn't it?
Yeah, he also gets kissed.
He does get kissed. That's a special
Also-
honor bestowed upon him.
Yeah, people were arguing that the Kenjaku's curses would work against Yuta. I'm like, dude, he has RCT that applies to.
He can
others.
use
Like,
both
it's just a
blutes
one
with
shot.
the iron, so there's that. What was the other blute? I don't remember. I know blue
No,
vein
something
for like defense, and I also know there's like an offensive one that UI uses one that's basically just blue vein turned into like a fucking area of effect attack. But is there one that just boosts physical strength? But that just means literally Kang-Do's shrift is just fucking durability. That's garbage. That's fucking shit. Anyway.
Yeah, Jujutsu. So, Mahito is kind of cracked if he touches literally anyone.
It's true. He is disgusting. Oh yeah,
took
maybe
his-
is this now an argument more between Kashimo and Mahito than
Yeah.
Ryu or Drogo or any of those guys?
I think Ryu might be at the bottom of these four. I don't know.
I think
Listen, he's good, but like if Jogo spawns two telekinetic volcanoes, what does he do?
you know what? I think Kashimo is fast enough to not get touched by Mahito. I imagine the lightning guy has reaction speed fast enough to use Hollow Wicker Basket if Self-Embodiment of Perfection gets pulled out. And I think it's pretty clear he has the destructive power to wear down Mahito. So the guy who basically had a draw with Hakari will go in the number 11 spot. And then Mahito goes directly after him at number 12. Do we concur on this? Do we agree?
Say so.
I mean, sure.
Alright. Well, what is the
Wait,
chat?
who do we have? Who do we have above Mahito right now?
Kashimo, Hakari, Maharaga, Maki, Geto, Toji.
Yeah, I'm good then. Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah,
And
I'm good.
then,
Sorry, I'm playing the game full screen, so I can't watch the screen.
what are you playing?
That game that I was trying to get you and Neve into, Zara.
Oh, Zara. I need to check
Mm.
that out at some point, especially since I kind of have
Okay.
actual free time now.
It's a lot of fun when you play with people on VC because it's an old style like RTS, but you know,
Shit, I got free time. We could do that after this, honestly.
yeah. Well, I mean, my wife finally came back, so
Oh,
I
I
only have-
see. Well, that's fine, because I still have
she's
other stuff.
working
I
right
can't
now.
do.
That's the only reason I have time right now.
I
That's
see.
why I'm not streaming Aji or
Ajin, yeah.
yeah.
Distorted Killing. Oh, wait, fuck, I forgot what the full name of that is.
Instant body of distorted. killing.
Yeah. That chapter was so fucking good. God, was the end of the Mahito fight just the fucking shit, man. Oh my god. I'll never get over how good those chapters were. That is straight up peak JJK. Still,
The
to
panel
this
we
day.
got where like Yuji was chasing after Mahito and it was like a rabbit or something. That
Dude,
shit was
Mahito
I
becoming the
remember,
prey is still fucking.
like,
That's the peak.
Seeing the leaks from that one, right? And since we don't have translations for it yet, people are just throwing around their wacky theories. I saw some fucking theory for that one saying, oh yeah, Their black flashes clashed, causing a rift in space, and they got sent to Norway.
That's so
Jesus.
fucking. This is why I don't read. This is why I don't read leaks. This is so fucking dumb.
That'd be
That's
so
so
funny.
stupid.
Funny. Like, what ramifications would that have in the series if they sort of end up in Norway?
That'd be
See, but
that'd be
that's-
so
that's
dumb and
theorist.
random.
That's theorists though. Theorists be fucking going all over the place.
This is why you shouldn't do theorizing based off leak panels. I'm sorry.
It's funny though. It's really fucking funny.
It is funny.
The good thing now is at least on when we get leaks, they provide text leaks on top of it that explain it. Because otherwise, if they just posted the panel, we wouldn't know what the fuck is going on.
Dude,
Now,
I remember.
granted, in my Discord, there was somebody who said, "Oh, once again, spoilers lied to me," and I was sitting there like, "Okay," but I don't read spoilers, so I have no idea the context.
I'm not gonna lie,
This
he
game?
must be talking about a different series or bullshitting. Because there's a leaker called Mayamura on Twitter who provides the JJK leaks, and he provides text above the leaks that explain what happens in the pages.
I mean, fair enough, fair enough. I'm just saying that, like, once again, this is why I don't deal with leaks. One Piece leaks have been wrong. Seven Deadly Sins have been wrong. Bleach was wrong back in the day. Toriko was wrong. Listen, I've been here for 20 fucking years. I'm telling you, leaks ain't it, man. Not for me. I mean, if you like leaks, fantastic. But
I mean, I don't push
this
leaks
is why,
on.
because sometimes they're fucking wrong. One Piece was wrong 2 chapters ago. The most
That-
reputable sources were wrong. So,
Yeah. The
you
issue
know.
with One Piece though is like One Piece has like a monopoly where it's like a couple leakers run the whole thing, so it's not cross reference. But either way, I don't push leaks onto others. I just do it because if I read leaks before a review, I have more time to process the chapter. So if you like live reacting, it's great. If you like live reviews, great. If you like reading leaks, do what you want.
Artery.
No, but I have just, sorry to interrupt. I just have one question. How do you, like, the only reason that I don't read leaks anymore, because I'm not gonna lie, I did read leaks. I did. But, and spoilers and raws and all that shit. I did do it. But at the end of the day, how are you gonna argue? Do you really have the same level of enjoyment, you know, knowing that your information is wrong 2 days later?
Wait, Blood Artery was only used by Ichigo? Oh, fuck you. That's so
What?
stupid. So there's 2 versions of Blood Vein, there's Blood Vein, which is the defensive version, and then there's Blood Artery? Aruteri.
Mm-hmm. I don't know if that's accurate, but sure.
Yeah, I'm
Well,
looking
Miss,
at it on the.
I'm gonna leave you with that 27th like you asked for, and then
Thanks, Cave.
But yeah, you all have fun.
We will.
Yeah,
Hopefully.
Also, to briefly answer your question, Griever, for One
Yeah.
Piece, they usually have a chance of being wrong, so I don't go too deep into One Piece. Like, I don't talk much about One Piece spoilers. If they come out, I'll just read it and wait. For JJK, they come out with the pages itself, then they have text leaks, and then that night there will be actually a scanner who actually does translated panels before you
Yeah.
guys get it. So
Listen,
that's why we get
trust
it.
me, I know how that. If you think that's new, that's not new. That's been around for 10 years. That was when Seven Deadly Sins was first being
Oh
translated.
yeah,
My
yeah. I'm
point
not
is,
saying it's new. I'm just saying now it's gotten better than it used to.
it might have gotten better, but JJK was wrong. One Piece was wrong.
JJK hasn't
One
been
Punch
wrong.
Man was
Stated to
wrong.
be active
Literally,
using Blue
literally last
Artery
month,
or Kyrge
all
and
the
Ichigo
spoilers
back
were
in his fight
wrong.
against
So
Maki.
I'm just saying, to this day, leaks and spoilers don't amount to much. as
JJK
far as
hasn't
I'm
been
concerned.
wrong. I've been keeping up. They haven't been wrong. One Piece, yeah, but
They
JJK
haven't been
hasn't.
wrong, but you've misinterpreted some of the leaks when they haven't been given context. No, the
Right,
reason I don't
exactly,
read
because-
leaks.
Yeah, but you always bring that up when like that. There was that one night in JJK Raw where like half the fucking server was like Toji came back, and it's clear Toji didn't fucking come back.
Oh yeah, because like
was funny.
That's because they
leak
didn't read the
readers
text
have
leaks.
low
They just looked at the
IQs.
picture. Yeah. So
No, the reason I don't read leaks anymore is because reading leaks is not as enjoyable as reading a chapter and organically receiving information.
Agreed, 100%.
when
But the thing
when you
is,
start
that's
doing
why I'm saying if you
spoiler
like it,
reading,
don't do it.
you are
Yeah.
basically just keeping up with the series to receive information on like power scaling and shit.
Yeah. Like leaks. Listen, I read leaks and spoilers for Seven Deadly Sins for the longest time, and then I realized not only was the arc shitty, but I was also hurting myself because I was reading into panels that I didn't understand because I couldn't read the kanji, and then I realized that at the end of the day, I'm like that would be like watching a French show where you have no subtitles and you don't know the language, but you watch 30 episodes of a French show, but you don't speak French. It makes no sense to me to then 2 days later go back and fucking read a transcript and be like, oh, that's what they were saying in this French soap opera. It's like,
Yep, no one's holding a gun at your head saying you should do it, though. It's just what we choose to do.
yeah,
And also, we don't take responsibility for dickheads who read brief leaks and then treat that like it's gospel. If you actually wait through the process, you're not going to say the wrong shit. But we don't say anything up until the main chapter comes up.
And that's fine. I'm just once again reiterating, I would never go to I would never pay $20 to go see a movie where somebody already told me 2 days before what the movie entails. That's all.
We're also paying money to a movie. We read these chapters for free, so yeah.
I mean, yeah, but once again, I don't understand how you get the full enjoyment.
Wait,
like,
hold on. Let me make this a more accurate comparison. If I were sneaking into a movie theater to watch it without paying, I would not want to go and watch it after having read a synopsis of the film's events.
Right, exactly. Like, I already know what happens in Sonic 2. Like, for example, I really want to go see Sonic 2. It came out, I didn't have the money to go see it, and I really want to go, and I really still want to see it. And but that's why I don't watch or read or see any review on YouTube for Sonic 2, because I actually want to enjoy and watch it on my own time. So I stay off social media regards to Sonic 2. But once again, like, I could read a synopsis of the film, I could know everything that happened, but did I really enjoy Sonic 2? No. Because I didn't watch the movie. I read the movie, didn't watch it. So that's what I feel like at that point, because I was a spoiler and leaks and Raws person 5 years ago, and I realized that it's not a great practice.
I mean, the reason I've stopped, now I'm not reading Raws for Rector Ragnarok anymore, because I want to start doing reactions. I had at least one person that asked me about doing them, and they're like, why do you read Raws? I'm like, oh, I don't know, it's a force of habit. We used to basically get translations, like, right away, and then we just kind of didn't anymore. Or no, we didn't get translations right away, but we used to get, like, the full chapter drop immediately, even if it wasn't translated. And, like, it's a battle manga, so, like, I don't mind reading through a full chapter, even if it's not translated, because I can see what's going on for the most part. But once we got into round 5, not very long into it, that was when they started doing the digital and physical release on separate days. So we would get leaks, and then we would get the full Raws, like, 2 or 3 days later. And so I still kept up because I didn't want to wait longer to find out what happened in the chapter. So it just became a habit of mine. But since my interest in the series has waned, what basically happens now is Raws come out, I look at the Raws, and I'm like, neat.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, oh, I should probably do a review at some point, but, like, I don't really care. So then I either don't do the reviews or I take forever to do the reviews.
Yeah, I feel like if you are not fully invested, because that's what happened with Seven Deadly Sins and me. After chapter 300, that's when I started reading Raws, because I was literally out. I wasn't invested in the series anymore. I was reviewing it and talking about it, but I wasn't invested anymore. And once you become... I feel like people who read leaks and spoilers, I feel like they don't love the series anymore. They just want to know what happened. They think it's shit. It's like people who go Fast and Furious, explosion cars. It's all about family. They're nonsensical B movies at this point.
Yeah, but I also read leaks and I make content videos and I'm on here with you guys, so it depends on the person.
No,
I
I'm
don't
not
know,
saying I
moderate
read
server
leaks because I'm
with
not
leaks.
passionate about the series. I'm saying I read the leaks because I was, and now I'm not as interested in the series anymore. And reading leaks is really not helping me with that.
Yeah, so I'd say it's the opposite. I don't think people read leaks because they're not interested. I think they're beyond
People
interested.
read
That's why
leaks
they don't
because they
want to
can't
wait.
wait for the full fucking release
Yeah,
to come out.
because
They're too
they
excited.
can't wait. That's how much it is. But here's the thing: I don't mind not reading leaks if I do live reactions, but if it's just a review, I don't really see a point. But yeah, that's just my thing. If you don't want to
Yeah.
read leaks, no one's holding a gun to your head and saying don't do it. So to each
You know?
their own.
Like, I don't really care about like any of the series covered here anymore, except Kengan. But I still look in the
Jesus
chat
Christ.
because,
What? It's too funny.
But like
yeah, it's hilarious.
yeah,
But
I
like,
mean,
I
we
still
didn't have
need to
any
read
heavy-
Raws because I'm out here.
If you told me right now, all right, so we all read chapter 189, right? So if you
Except
told
Dio.
me right now,
Dio doesn't read Kengan.
yeah, all right.
Okay, you
but
can
if
spoil. I
told
don't
me, if you told me in chapter 190, if you said, so Oma dies, but you told me that on Tuesday, I'd be like,
Wait, well, I haven't actually read the chapter yet. That happened?
yeah, and I'd be like, well, wait a minute, what the fuck? And then I go into the chapter, I read it. Whether or not he dies is kind of irrelevant at that point. The fact of the matter is, I'm already now, if it's true, I'm expecting it. If it's not true, you're a dick. So either way, that hence the term spoilers.
Spoils the fun.
Like, how is my enjoyment? Like, the whole idea of reading manga or watching movies or doing anything is to actually fucking like take them in 100%. This is why I don't understand. And no offense to you, Dio, because I know you're still in here. I'm just saying that in general, I can't get behind the idea of spoiler mentality. It's like going to John Wick 4 and reading the plot of the movie before going to pay $20 to go see it.
The high quality TL for the new Tenkaichi chapter is already out? What the fuck? Problematic
the last
actually
one?
organized? That's wild.
Tenkaichi. Wait. What chapter are we on?
There's a new chapter came out, chapter 23. It's really short, and it's just an intermission chapter, but usually they take like almost a month to translate.
Oh wow, so I only have to read 16 to 23. That's pretty good.
Yeah, that's not bad.
No, that's not bad at all.
It'll be like a little bit of a longer stream, but that's not an issue. I mean, it'll probably be like 3 hours max. Because it's a fucking battle manga. Even if it's a monthly chapter, it doesn't take that long to read.
It's a lot of they fight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They kind of do
Yeah,
the
it's fun.
same format as Ragnarok, where like you have the intro chapter, then you get a pure they fight chapter, then you get one that's like half backstory, half fight, and then like 2 more pure fight chapters.
Right.
That's the
That
general.
new
format.
volume cover was great because
New volume
it came
cover.
out right as I caught up.
New volume. You caught up. Perfect time. I've been fucking waiting for this volume cover to drop. Looks great.
Yeah, it looks tremendous.
Yeah, it's great.
Tremendous, even. Oh, I like that.
They changed up the format. So I think the first volume cover had like kind of a specific look to it, like the way they positioned the characters and stuff, and then they changed it up a little bit, volume 2 onwards, and then now with this volume 6 cover they've changed it again.
Oh, really?
It's the first fight with 2 covers, right?
No, round 2 had 2 covers as well.
So did it?
Yeah, or match 2
Wow,
had 2
peak
covers.
fights having two covers. I wonder how that works out.
Oh wait, shit! I didn't mean to read the chapter now. It opened up in the window that I'm streaming on. That's funny. Anyway.
Once again, I think I'm gonna take June. I really like Jin.
Ajin?
June. Yeah, I really like that. It's very, very carbon copy Tokyo Ghoul so far. But
Yeah, that is interesting. Like the very start, when I started it, I'm like, this feels very Tokyo Ghoul.
Yeah, I'm hoping it deviates soon. It's not that I dislike it. I'm seeing the parallels. So I'm gonna continue that. But in the new year, I think I want to catch up with Tenkaichi first.
That sounds like a good idea.
Yeah, I want to catch up with that because that stream feels like it'll be what, about 3 hours
Yeah, it'll
ish.
be like a 3-hour stream. You wouldn't even have to do it on a Friday, basically, if you just had a
Yeah,
free
I
night
can
at
do
some
it
point.
anytime. Whenever I have time, whenever my wife is, because she showed up for Christmas this year, so we're having a fun time. And of course my birthday is also New Year's Day, so there's a lot of shit this week.
Oh, nice.
But and the following week. But after that, I feel like I'll have some opportunity to do a stream, and when I do, I think it'll be Tenkaichi first, just to clear that one up, and then we'll go back into the Friday night stream.
You're almost 2 hours in and only this far in. Interesting. Play free. I'm not ranking everyone. I'm just doing like a top 15, and we've been discussing a lot of other shit.
My New Year goal is to get back to that little manga called Toriko. I should probably do that.
You should do that.
Yeah,
that's a great
deal.
idea. You caught up on Tenkaichi.
Enjoy
You
the
got
greatness.
nothing else to distract you. Just fucking read Toriko.
You know what the great thing is, Dio? You and I might argue about spoilers, about JJK, about all this shit, but we all love Toriko, my man.
Toriko's
Yeah.
peak.
Toriko's
It's not
fucking good.
schlock. It's not schlock.
Toriko brings the world together, my man.
Although to be
Toriko
fair,
is
even
like a
for all those
level
who think
above
we argue.
schlock.
even though Griever and I argue, there is a lot of shit we do agree on. So
They're
They have our
actually,
different-
it's funny because Dio and I actually agree on like 80% of shit, but that 20% is all that's portrayed.
Yeah.
You know why?
but it's like sports though. We just get toxic for fun. I don't have
Yeah,
anything.
exactly. It's like, hey,
he's all,
I like football, I like basketball, I like hockey, yeah, but I hate your team. Fuck you.
yeah. That's
Yeah.
what makes it fun. We got to be toxic a little bit, you know.
Sometimes, yeah, you gotta be a little toxic. Yeah,
That's the homie. Yeah.
yeah, that's right.
Did you guys know that after sport events, the rate of domestic violence notably increases?
I wonder why.
Raises like fucking.
I'll tell you why, Misc, and this is gonna get me canceled, because bitches
Oh Lord, here we
shut the
go.
fuck up.
No,
Oh,
it's
Lord.
like your team loses, and you're like, damn, I'm so pissed. I'm gonna beat the fuck out of my wife and kids.
No, because
You
because
imagine
when
if your
you're
wife
no,
had on the opposite
that's
team
why I
jersey?
said it.
My God.
No, the reason it happens is because the team loses the Super Bowl. Okay, leave your fucking man alone. Let him throw things. Let him punch the drywall. Let him get it out of his.
Oh.
I don't know,
Guess what?
Griever. This
It
kind of
ain't the
sounds like victim
drywall,
blaming to
it
me.
ain't, It's gonna be you.
What if he's beating things and then he just notices his wife in the fucking kitchen or something?
It would never happen. It doesn't have.
I don't know,
guarantee you,
Griever. I feel like people with anger sometimes are just violent.
No,
Dude,
no.
the
I agree.
FBI
I
on
agree.
stream is listening to Griever and they're like, "Yo, let him cook, let him cook."
Hey, the FBI
Yeah,
doesn't
yeah,
have
yeah.
control over
Hold on.
Griever. He's Canadian.
Hold on. I'm gonna give you a little bit of wisdom here, as someone who does have anger issues, who has never hit a woman in his life. By the way, I got my balls kicked 6 times in a row and never hit her because of that.
That's a fetish. You know,
Wow.
it's
So
not.
my point is, because I was raised to never hit a woman, regardless what happens. Bad fucking lesson, by the way. So at the end of the day,
Oh, bad
here's what
lesson.
happens: if your
Good bad
sports
lesson.
team loses, if you've had too much to drink, and your
What
sports
is
team
this
loses,
stream
let's say
now?
it's the Big
Medell, it's
12
still a
game.
Misc stream. It's still
Here-
Misc streams.
Yeah, here's what we do. Here's what you do. Sit down, shut up, don't say a fucking word. I don't care if you're a guy or a girl, wife, boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever. Sit down, shut the fuck up. Your man, your girlfriend, it can be a woman too. I hate that this is this whole toxic masculinity shit. Like there's not female football fans out there, because there are. They're few and far between, but they exist. Like
Yeah,
every
there's
sport.
very
So my
much
point is-
Oh
overturned
God,
by,
what am I being pinged for? In
gonna
England, the
be
domestic
angry-
abuse still goes up even if
every
they
sports
win.
fan- every sports fan who is an actual sports fan is an angry fucking individual, all right? So let them vent. Let them fucking flip the couch, hit the drywall, do whatever they need to do. I'm not saying that's good behavior. I'm saying let them vent the way they want to vent. And stay out of the line of fucking fire. Don't get in their way. Don't try to calm them down. That is the worst thing. Have you ever met a drunk person where you're like, hey, man, you've had a drink? Do you think that a guy slugging 6 people in a bar, you're going to be the asshole who goes up number 7? Like, you're putting yourself in the line of fire. Stop. Don't do that.
Interesting.
Let-
thought
Apparently
on
in England, the domestic abuse rate still goes up even when they win.
that. Yeah, sounds like England.
So they just get so hyped they beat their wives.
Yeah. Well, there. But once again, you know why? Because guys get once again, it's not a man and woman thing. It's sports fans.
Can you imagine being the wife and you're fucking
gender
terrified that his
inclusive
team won?
It's a-
Guys, sports fans get drunk. They have a great time, whether the team wins or loses. But once again, just don't get in the line of fire. Like, what are you doing? Like, when my wife is on a rampage, I get the fuck out of the way.
Yeah.
She wants to tear shit down. She's pissed off. She hates her students are shitheads because every fucking person born after 2004 is a shithead. Fine, dandy. She's
Okay.
pissed off.
Not
Whatever.
That, Billets.
Yeah. Shots fired. But at the end of the day, so when she's on the warpath, I get the fuck out of the way. I sit down, I shut up, I just play my video game. I just sit down and I play Breath of the Wild. And I sit there, and when she asks me to do something, I get the fuck up and I do it. Because you know why? Don't say, hey, don't throw that. Hey, don't stop trying to calm them down. The worst thing you can say to someone angry is say, why don't you calm down? That is going to triple. That's Kaioken times 10.
Do you want
Right
to know
there.
what's the best thing ever? Is that this is supposed to be a Jujutsu Kaisen stream, and despite the fact that we've spent the last 5 minutes talking about sports fans beating the fuck out of their wives, the view
We
count
can't
has
add-
not notably dropped.
Don't you love when I'm here, Misc?
It's great. It's a fucking blast.
Well, it's interesting to say the least.
They scored.
Alright, I'm gonna
fucking
shut up for a while.
goals. Apparently, this year, this time around at the World Cup, no England fans got arrested. Everyone was going home.
Ow.
It's very impressive that no British people got arrested in Qatar this time around. Did you see how many people? Because in Qatar, alcohol is illegal. There were all these people that were bringing in beer cans that had like fucking Coca-Cola wrappers around them, so it looked like a Coke can. There are so many people that are like, dude, you're fucking playing with fire. You're really gonna risk going to a fucking Middle Eastern prison just so you can have a cold one during the game?
No, my favorite part of the Qatar thing is when the dudes in the robe started taking pictures with Miss Croatia.
That was so
Everyone-
funny.
And it's like,
And
yo,
the
haram,
explanation was, they're doing this because they're just so appalled and disgusted. I'm like,
Yeah, this is-
I'm sure
bruh. This is
that's
haram,
why.
man. So we gotta take pictures.
I'm sure they're taking pictures of proof for how disgusting this is.
Or Salt Bay.
Definitely not to jerk off to those later.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Now, Miss knows exactly what those were for.
Fuck, that was so funny. That was
No, listen, and
the
you know
funniest.
what's funny? They didn't even go up to take a selfie with her. Some were just taking her when she was standing up.
Yeah,
outside.
like she was just like fucking
Don't get
walking
caught up.
around and they were taking pictures of her and shit.
It's like when you see an old man take a picture of a woman's ass. No, these guys are grown men just doing that shit.
These
I'm
are
like, Jesus Christ.
these are guys in like their 30s and 40s.
Yeah, you know,
That's so funny.
it's amazing.
Anyway, this Jujutsu Kaisen
Anyway.
power scaling tier list. Boy.
Back to JJK.
So let's see here. We got 3 disaster. We actually have 4 cursed spirits, a Chozo, and a Ryu here. Where
You're
do
very
we- where do we
adamant
put
on
this?
Choso being in the top 15.
Yeah, I still don't have Chojo stock. Chojo is still nah.
Well, now let's see here. We've got what, 12 people ranked thus far? So there are 3 spots left for someone to get top 15.
Okay, so who's left? So we have Jogo, we have Ryu, and we have Choso as options right now.
Yeah,
Well,
and Naoya, I
hmm.
guess. Well, I mean, I suppose. Do we agree these 3 are above Naoya?
I'd say
Hold on.
Naoya's probably above
Can I
Chozo.
hold on? Let me say something.
Naoya
So
above
with
Chozo?
Choso, Naoya's Temporal Moon Palace. I think it beats Choso.
Here's the issue for Chozo. He's very strong, but he doesn't even have any domain counters. That's a problem.
Which,
It's a
which
serious
to be
liability.
fair, considering how much Gege wanks blood manipulation, I think we will get a domain expansion out of him end of series. But right now, he doesn't have one.
Yeah, and right now we gotta work mostly off of what's currently here for feet. Because, I mean, shit.
Yeah, I'm just gonna say a word from my boy Chozo. I hate the fact that we don't have an actual answer. Though, can we argue that he would not be able to do a simple domain?
He would have to learn it. He would basically just have to be taught how to do it.
Listen, I
Yeah,
think
but are we really like I know we haven't seen him use it, but like literally all high tier people can use a simple domain.
And I
So
think
I'm
that's
just-
what keeps him just out of the high tier. Almost
I
just
think-
barely.
yeah,
Yeah,
barely.
all right, fair enough.
because even Kenjaku, like as much shit talking as Kenjaku said, Choso is strong. It's just that he hasn't bridged the gap yet, which I think he will eventually.
That he's
Right.
he's in a very interesting position in terms of the power rankings overall, and that he's
Also-
he has so much going for him, but he's
Yeah.
just lacking those couple things that push him up over the edge.
Also, someone left a comment on one of your videos that made sense. They need to make a grade 0 that goes in between grade
Dude,
1 and
that's just special grade. We don't need another fucking grade. Gege
Listen,
said, after Shibuya, the grading system doesn't fucking matter anymore.
Yeah, true.
Like,
Also,
do you
I
notice
just had a
here?
comment on that video, calling that Yuji's mom was actually a star plasma vessel. Not a bad take. Not a bad theory.
That would be
Same.
interesting.
That would be interesting. Anyways,
So yeah, I think Chozo still goes below these guys. I'm afraid he can't compete with not having a domain expansion. Hey, do we still have that pinned somewhere? Please tell me we still have this pinned somewhere.
Well, what
Tier
the
list.
tier?
The
Oh,
tier
that's
list.
in Cthulhu VC. In Cthulhu VC.
Is it in the Cthulhu VC?
Yeah, because that used to be one of the normal VCs until
Oh.
like
Maybe it did.
yeah, that used to be like one of the normal VC chats until
Oh no,
people
I
kept running on
I
D&D,
guess.
remember?
Interesting. Maybe we were just discussing it in here at some point. I think that may
No.
actually be what it was.
No, that was the original VC chat.
Oh, interesting.
Is that when we decided to have like the D&D be like isolated?
So
instead of just
the final
something you
accursed
want to hop
remnant
into?
of my previous top 10 video was when like 30 people joined the Discord and over half of them left immediately so that they could debate me on power scaling. I debated a guy who called himself Patrick Bateman, the fucking American Psycho, and I think it was either him or someone else that produced this incredible tier list in which Chozo, Naoya, Yuji, and Mahito are ranked above Toji.
wow.
Who else do we have ranked? Megumi above Dagon, Naobito, Nanami, Toto, and the Inversion Guy above Jogo. The random fucking finger spirit from Origin of Obedience above Hanami.
What are we talking about? I just got there.
Look at this tier list. This is 2 years old.
Let's see. Where'd you post it?
Text to speech. It's the
Okay.
most deranged shit anyone's ever fucking posted here.
It sounds pretty deranged to me.
Let's see.
Yeah, Dio, you're the closest thing we have to like a professional power scaler. I need your analysis on this one. This
yeah.
was before we found out the difference between Ghetto and Kenjaku.
Yeah.
So Kenjaku's
Gio,
not his
give
own
us
thing
that
in here.
toxicity that is a power scaler.
Okay, so first of all, fucking, did they put Iso above Kusakabe?
Yeah.
Ugh. So first of all,
This was
let's make this
before
clear.
We saw block Uzumaki, right?
I don't give a fuck
Kusakabe
what
did block
Iso.
an Uzumaki. He did do that.
Listen, here's the issue with, first of all, fuck Iso, because simple domain cancels any shit that he throws at him. Does not matter, because he blocked an Uzumaki, so fuck that shit. First of all, not even gonna touch on the fact that a fucking finger bearer is above Hanami.
It's fucking insane.
And you know what's worse is this ugly ass mustache inverse motherfucker is somehow above Hanami and Jogo. Which is disgusting. Also, hold on. I just realized something else. Why the fuck is Megami above all these guys too? Isn't it just like current Megami?
Maharaga. It was Maharaga.
But then they
Oh,
have
with
Maharaga there as his own thing, unless they're just
No, but
including him as
Maharaga's
one
a
of-
separate thing.
We include Maharaga as a separate thing for the time being.
Yeah, it is. He hasn't
Until
tamed
it is
himself.
tamed, it's a separate entity. Once it's
Yeah.
tamed, Megumi gets to take Maharaga's place on the tier list.
Listen, once it's tamed, fuck me.
Is that invitation?
Yeah, we include that annotation.
Also, I'm not gonna lie, I don't agree with Jobber a lot, but Jobber, this is the one time I may kind of agree with you. I think Naoya's Mach 3 alone is a lot for Choso to handle.
That Mach 3 shit is disgusting. That's like one of the
It is.
few detailed speed feats in the series. Because usually it's just, oh, they're really fast. How fast? The people can't react to them. Now he's like the only guy where we got actual calculations on how fast he is.
Also, isn't Choso's blood not really effective against curses? It's more so meant for humans.
Yeah, I do believe that is
Yeah.
the case.
Yeah,
My
so-
poison status built up.
Yeah, the poison blood, which I don't think his blood has a poison. It's just his blood is naturally poisonous to basically anyone.
Yeah, it's just cursed blood that
Yeah,
your body rejects.
yeah. He basically does fucking organ rejection with his blood. This is what happens when you get an infusion from a blood that's not your type. Oh wait, that is literally how it works because Choso's blood would be a complete unique blood type.
Also, if anybody in chat is upset about this Choso ranking, just know we still all love him. This does not diminish our love for Choso. It's just realistic.
This is why we separate power scaling from writing.
Yeah. Listen, Choso
Yeah,
is...
because Chozo is a far better. I'm just gonna be the Chozo fanboy here and say that Chozo
like
as a 208 is such a great written character. Holy shit! Top 5 written characters in JJK.
Yeah, I agree.
I'm saying.
There you go. There you guys
100%.
go. Me and Griever agree. Top 5 best
I mean,
characters.
shit. You got Chozo, Nanami, Yuji, Higuruma. Who else would I put up there right now? I don't know.
Hold up. Choso.
Maybe Maki.
Hanami. Maki, yeah, Maki's up there.
Toji, Geto, Gojo. They're all great.
I think I know. I actually wouldn't put. Or would I put Toji up there? I don't think character-wise he might be up
I mean,
there.
Toji's
Geto, I
pretty
think I'd
interesting
put up.
guy.
He is. I think Geto might be up there. Mahito, I might put up there. Honestly.
Why did the view count
Why-
drop
oh,
after we went
yeah,
back
why-
to talking about the rankings? What the fuck?
Yeah.
I
I'm sorry.
really don't like Mahito as a character or a villain.
Villain-wise, personality-wise, he's
As a villain,
That's character
he
development.
does his job as a villain, but I still don't find him interesting as a character.
He's
not the
he's
best,
interesting as a pure contrast to Yuji. We view the
Yeah,
soul as
yeah.
like an interesting, ethereal,
that makes
spiritual
up-
thing.
That makes him a plot device for our main character, not necessarily a great villain.
No,
So-
he's his
also
own
the fact
character,
that his
dude.
whole power is based off humans, which also
He
adds to his
is
whole
he is an evil manifestation of humanity.
which is
For
deep.
most people, the soul is like a special ethereal thing that we think about, whereas for Mahito, it's just a thing that exists and he can touch it, so it's not special to him at all.
Because I try to separate like importance and relevance in terms of character, in terms of who I like. Because in terms of who I like, I would put Sukuna up there, but he hasn't had enough yet. He will eventually, but for right now.
Right.
Actually, I'd put Gojo top 5 too. Gojo's had a lot of character shit. So.
It's just Gojo hasn't been around forever, so it's
No, that's the one I
recency
catch.
bias,
Oh, fuck.
or whatever
Yeah.
the opposite of recency bias is.
He'll be back.
Uh,
Everyone's so convinced though that Gojo will not get freed. I'm like, you guys realize that
it's
it's
like,
gonna happen.
guys, the whole fucking plot post Shibuya has revolved around trying to free Gojo.
Yeah, and also it's like people are like, oh, Gojo versus Sukuna is not gonna happen. I'm like, it's the most hyped fight. Literally the first fight.
Literally, chapter 3 of the they fight in chapter 2. Chapter
And it's-
3, it's like, hey, could you beat Sukuna at full power? Yeah, totally.
Yeah, and Sukuna says, when I get out,
I'm gonna
you're the
fucking
one I'm
kill
going
you.
after. Yeah. So
That feels like that DBZA is like Vegeta's like, do you do that? Yeah? I'm gonna fucking kill you. And it's like that's basically what Gojo said.
yeah.
It's like, wait, Sukuna was released? I'm gonna fucking kill him.
Listen, right now in terms of the insult game, Gojo's on top because right now Sukuna's just been kind of responding.
Well,
back.
because
Gojo's been
Sukuna's
leading.
just been
Yeah.
kind of chilling. Sukuna's been sitting around in his recliner for 99% of the series.
See, the biggest thing about Sukuna is that he's such an OG because he was rocking shit back during like the toughest period of Jujutsu.
Well,
So like when he's
the way that Gege discussed it was that Sukuna did not have the same sort of reverence of strength. You know, he wasn't revered to the same extent Gojo is, just because Gojo is such an anomaly of strength in the modern age, whereas in Sukuna's time there were a lot more really, really strong people.
yeah. So yeah, because he said that. Yeah.
Doesn't that imply that 400 years ago, sorcerers were way stronger and they've gotten weaker?
That
Yes.
is the general implication, yes. Sorcerers and curses
Yeah.
have gotten weaker with time.
You have to understand that even the heads of the clans, the 6-Eye Limitless user and a 10 Shadows user was equal back then, and they caused a big fight. And you have Kashimo, you have Ryu, all these guys 400
Yeah,
years
you look
ago.
at
were fucking-
basically
So-
all of the new strong guys are people from like 400 years ago.
Yeah,
Right,
and
so-
and Uro's the only one from 1,000 years ago, minus Urame, Sukuna, and
Right.
Oh, and don't
So-
forget
so-
fucking what's his face. Druv is like canonically the oldest character we're aware of. Dude was around like
You know what?
2,000
He-
years ago.
he
So
actually could have been
wait.
Broly.
Just to piss off Fine,
Yes.
because Fine was bitching about it before. Doesn't that mean that Yuta destroying all these 400-year-old fucking guys mean he's top shit?
It does. Yeah, I know, it's crazy. It's almost as if being second to Gojo is like not an insignificant statement.
I just wanted to piss off Fine with that.
I'm sure Fine's still
I'm
listening
using
somewhere,
mobility.
maybe. I don't know.
Yeah.
He's probably snoozing.
Yeah, he may be asleep since he lives in Germany, and I think he's
Yeah,
traveling.
yeah.
Or he's with family right now. I don't know if he's still traveling or at family. No idea.
To be fair, I should probably be with my wife right now, but she's working on something, so whatever.
Yeah, exactly. So,
Also,
behind Mahito, will Jogo remain in the place right behind Mahito, or will someone else steal his spot and create a gap between them? So we have Jogo, who's really fast and has a lot of destructive power. Then we have Ryu, who's like average speed but has really high destructive power. And then we have Naoya, who doesn't have like super significant destructive power but is really fucking fast and his domain's super haxed. All three of these guys have domains. There's like a Venn diagram between these three, and Jogo is the middle of that Venn diagram. He kind of has the best of both worlds for the two of them, but
only thing is we can't really count Ryu's domain. I mean, he has one,
we
but we don't know what
can't.
he does.
But I think knowing he has one is good enough for when it comes to domain battles.
Yeah. Only thing is like the issue with the DE thing is like, is it a sure hit kill or is it a rule based? That always plays.
I would assume with someone
I think it's
as
rules.
powerful as him, and with how simple his power is, it's probably a sure hit.
Maybe.
I get the general impression with him where,
now
what's
we
my
know that
power?
sure-
I shoot a big
sure.
fucking laser.
But there's so many
The
ways to
problem-
get away from the sure hit now that I like. Does the sure hit even matter?
I think it does because even the simple domain Yuki used got torn apart, so it's not like guaranteed that shit works.
Yeah,
either.
because when it comes to domain battles, it's also a matter of who is stronger than the other person.
Because like
basically-
Gojo's
Well,
domain.
I would argue, as Ryu like we got the limit of Yuta versus Ryu because Ryu stated that his output was stronger than Yuta, even though Yuta has basically limitless curse energy. Yuta can't actually use all of it at once to the same level that Ryu can. So, in domain expansion battles, is that what we're going off? Would you argue that Ryu's domain expansion would go against Yuta's?
I actually do wonder how much output would influence a domain battle.
Yeah, that's what I'm curious about. I'm not saying one way or another. I'm just curious about it because
I think
it does lead us to this discussion.
I would argue it's not output, but it's how intricate your domain is. Because like with Gojo's, the main thing they say is it's not exactly like what the domain does. It's just how complex and refined he made it, and that's what
Oh,
basically
yeah.
takes over other domains.
Another thing to consider, I'm not sure if the info dump effect of Immeasurable Void is his sure hit, or if that's
No, it's not.
literally just like a passive effect of being in his domain.
No, yes. I made a video on this. there are domains that have passive abilities.
Well, we know
and then they
Jogo's
have
does
sure
because it's a fucking volcano.
Well, yeah, so there's 3 domains that have passive. One is Jogo's, that if average sorcerers enter, they instantly combust. Second is Megami, because the bottom of his domain, you'll sink if you don't cover your feet in cursed energy. And then Gojo's is like, it's a passive ability, because the thing is, like, he talks about how his domain is a sure hit kill, and he specifically says, your curse techniques will get sure hit kill boosted. So he could really use a hollow purple amplified sure hit if he wanted to, but the passive ability just kills you before he even requires it. So he's cracked. Of course he is, but he's cracked. Because also another reason why it adds to that, during Shibuya, when Mahito did his 0.2 second thing, the narrator actually says in the panel that he achieved the next level by activating his domain plus using the curse technique. So that's the way he surpassed Gojo, because Gojo just activated his domain for 0.2 seconds. He didn't actually use an attack inside of it, but the passive ability is what caused everyone to be stunned. Mahito activated his, plus he used the technique inside of the 0.2 seconds.
My domain expansion flashbang.
Yeah, which by the way, that shit stunned those special grades for 5 fucking minutes, which is like crazy. 5 minutes for Gojo is a lot of time to fuck you up.
That's excessive. You can get like 10 seconds and,
So, I think Ryu goes at
Jogo's
the
above
bottom of
Ryu.
these 3.
Yeah.
I think the speed advantage these 2 have it puts them over him. Like, his destructive output is ridiculous. Like, the dude was leveling city blocks. But when it comes to speed, he just seems to be average, really.
If Jogo used Maximum Meteor and Ryu hit it with the full Granite Blast, they'll probably cancel each other out. But again, if Jogo makes telekinetic volcanoes, Ryu is not fast enough to dodge it.
Now we have the question. Who's stronger, Jogo or Curse Now? It's Jogo.
That's hard. Jogo has more destructive output.
Jojo or who?
Or Naoya. Curse Spirit Naoya.
Oh, I don't know, man.
It's actually tough.
Curse Spirit Naoya.
You know what,
His
actually?
speed is an
We
issue.
don't have any numbers on Jogo's speed, where we do have numbers for Naoya's speed.
You know what, Misc, I'll go with your initial assessment, but I just want to say a word about the misogynist himself, is that I think that's a 50-50 fight.
It's really close to
think
thinking
to
about.
come to blows, I say that's a 50-50.
I think I'd give it to Jogo because for Naoya, outside of his domain, he mostly just has speed. Oh yeah, Jogo is actually slower than Naobito, and Naoya's presumably about as fast as Naobito. Maybe like a little bit slower.
The biggest issue with this fight is like Jogo is obviously more destructively powerful, but the thing is, what does that matter if you can't touch your opponent? So it's just like, I don't know.
Well, because I think Jogo's stuff has enough range to it.
Yeah, well, again, his volcanoes.
Oh,
and
you know what? That's
shit.
true. That's
But the
tough
thing
to
is,
say. Here's the deal.
Yeah, go ahead.
This isn't specifically who wins versus who. This is who is stronger.
I'd say Jogo. I think he has more versatility, honestly.
Yeah, because what Naoya has in speed, he lacks in destructive power for the most part. Most of his destructive power is just him utilizing momentum.
The stun lock.
Yeah. Whereas with Jogo, he's really fast, and then he can make volcanoes and summon fucking meteors. Whereas Naoya really is not that destructive outside of his domain. His domain is disgusting. It's super fucking broken. But Jogo is already really powerful without his domain. Jogo does have shit durability, that's true, but I imagine he would probably be fast enough to get out of the way of like a fucking Mach 3 attack, probably.
Likely.
Actually, not. Now, even then, even if he's not faster, I think he's more powerful overall. So I'll put him there, which I let's see, what do we have now? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. We got 2 spots left, which I think Naya gets 14th place, and Ryu. Does Ryu go S tier? Or do we put him in A?
Good question.
Honestly, I think he's so... Nah, you know what? I think if you're holding your own against Yuta and are beating him in a fucking beam battle, you go like bottom S. There you go. Yeah. And so sad Chozo doesn't manage to get into the top 15.
Right.
Everyone, give Chozo an F in the chat. Not because he's dead, but because, you know, he's still not quite there yet.
You'll be dead. Give him a few chapters.
No. We've let him live because he has even more potential. He will continue to get even more peak the longer we keep him around and the more he suffers. It's just like Yuji. Oh, what's this? JJK power scaling related stuff posted by Brick in the main JJK chat. The Culling Game arc taught us that cursed energy reinforcement in essence is comprised of 3 main aspects: output from Ryu, quantity from Yuta, and manipulation from Kashimo. Together they provide the basis of cursed energy reinforcement and... Oh, it's a thread. Hold on, I gotta read this thread. Because it's interesting. Let's see here. And why it varies greatly from sorcerer to sorcerer. Interesting. Well, I didn't mean to read all of it. This is just like a whole fucking thread talking about cursed energy reinforcement and stuff. I'll definitely retweet that and probably read through it later. Seems pretty interesting. The reason I like... Okay. Here's the deal. This'll... I don't really have that much more I want to talk about. So, here's something I'll discuss now. Why I like cursed energy more than Nen.
Oh, let's
That
go.
makes sense.
Nen,
It's
I
not
understand.
convoluted.
They're both, for the most part, hard power systems. They have explicit rules, and there's specific ways that it works, pretty much. It's not just kind of, oh, there's magical energy and you can do fucking whatever with it. It has like a set of rules to it. Therefore, I believe it would technically be classified as a hard magic system.
Yes.
The thing with Nen, and I understand why people like it, literally everything in Nen has a name. Every single fucking thing you can do in Nen has a name. I suppose that makes it more like an actual martial arts system or something, in that every single technique has a name. But that makes it so fucking hard to remember everything.
Hard to remember, but Togashi put a lot of detail and he's stayed consistent.
Yeah,
which is
I can...
good.
The consistency of Nen shows that Togashi put a lot of work into it.
Yeah.
For me, Cursed Energy is effectively just a simplified Nen system. We've established different things you can do with Cursed Energy. You can use it to reinforce your body, you can use it to heal yourself, you can use it to do different magical techniques, and everyone's got their own unique magical technique. But there is not a name for using it to enhance your vision, or reducing your curse energy to hide your presence, or using it to empower weapons. Not yet.
Not yet. Oh, that was
But
changed.
here's the thing, Misc is onto something here, because Gege is a huge Bleach fan, and you can see the parallels between JJK and Bleach. But where it was a simplistic magic system, if you will, with Bleach, Gege was trying to do, I agree with Misc 110%, because I find it overly complicated. And I find JoJo's and Hunter x Hunter overly complicated sometimes. So I'm agreeing with Misc 110% on this one.
It's a matter of your ability to comprehend complex techniques.
Yeah.
So for me, Jujutsu has a fairly perfect balance in that you spend like 5 minutes, you read Listen, I think the early series explanations for shit do a pretty solid job at giving you a good understanding of how the power system works. Everything they explain within like the first, I don't know, 20 chapters, that's basically all you need for the most part, really.
So I'm running back and forth helping people. Are you saying JJK is the most balanced?
I guess. I guess that's
I'd
a word
agree.
for it. JoJo.
I would agree.
Okay, no, Jobber. JoJo doesn't have a complicated power system. They have complicated abilities.
Some of them have very complicated ones.
And that's just sometimes, and usually the ones with really complicated powers are the most fucking cracked ones.
You cannot argue, like I hate it when every time I read TCB scans, right? That I'm sure we all read, right? The first comment is usually something along the lines of, well, another chapter where things went over my head, and people shit on those people, and it's like, no. We're reading shonen battle manga. It's called Sword Against Sword. Listen, 10 years ago, it was Naruto. Chakra was easy to understand. Ki is easy to understand. Like, everything before Black Clover, JJK, and stuff, it was easy to understand. Hunter x Hunter was the anomaly. But now, all of a sudden, we have these power systems where you need to understand shit. My Hero Academia, Black Clover, and fucking JJK. So to expect older readers like myself to jump into a shonen battle manga and not expect the whole fairy tale treatment, or the Dragon Ball is like the stronger power level, or the simplicity of it all. It's like, well, wait a minute now. Like, I was just reading about guys beating the shit out of each other. Like, wait a minute. So, yeah, I'm just seeing so many comments. The top comment seems to be always on TCB scans. Once you guys read the chapter, seriously, go down after the colored panels and read the top comment. It's always another chapter I didn't understand.
Rainy says, you say that, but does anyone remember stuff like Curse Technique Reversal? I remember Curse Technique Reversal. I remember that because it got like fucking 3 pages of explanation when Gojo used red in hidden inventory.
I remember Gojo's the only one to use it.
Until now, I guess.
Until now, baby. Exactly.
Well, because that's the thing. Gege introduces a thing, and then uses it like 50 chapters later. Like, I remember there were some people that didn't like, towards the end of the Mahito fight in Shibuya, where now, apparently, you can't really use your curse technique right after you do a domain expansion, and some people were like, this feels like kind of a new thing introduced to be a plot convenience. And what it actually was Gege introducing it so he can use it, like, multiple times down the line from now.
Right.
What he likes doing, I can tell what it is, and I like it for the most part, is I can tell Gege does not like it when characters have fights that the only thing determining who wins is who is stronger or more skilled than the other person. A lot of it comes down to strategy and compatibility. I gotta clean off my fucking keyboard. Haven't wiped that shit down in forever. It's got dirt built up on it. Anyway, I can tell that's kind of his deal, and you can tell that as you kind of go through a lot of the fights, honestly.
Well, he also doesn't waste some things, because if you want to talk about new stuff added, Toji and Maki got this new ignoring DE thing, and even if you may not like it at that moment, it's going to be used down the line. It's going to be important.
And the reason it wasn't brought up before was because, well, Toji never... Well, the only time he got stuck in a domain was when there was already a domain battle because of Megumi. So there was no sure hit there already. So a lot of us were like, hey, what do they do about sure hit? Well, there's your answer. Why are we introducing this now? Because Maki's going to fight other people with domains in the future.
And Gege also didn't bullshit by going like, hey, they can ignore every domain. No, barrierless and passive abilities still work. And they're just ignoring the sure hits. Not like they're just ignoring the entire thing.
And sure hit's not the only thing in domains. Just because you don't have sure hit, or just because the domain doesn't recognize you're there, you can still tell your domain, hey, attack that guy. I mean, that was what Dagon did when Toji showed up. Or that was what Dagon was doing during that. I think the Dagon fight is probably the best example of the power system at play during a big fight.
Yeah.
That's still one of my favorite fights in the series, because it just has every possible factor being taken into consideration and being shown how it works.
Yeah, that's it.
So, like, when Toji shows up, he's like, oh, I don't really sense any cursed energy from that guy. That's weird. I'll just send, like, a couple fucking things over there to go attack him, I guess. But the rest of the time, he was, like, delegating different percentages of his attacks to other people.
I feel like with that level, JJK was trying to do something that was a little bit different. You know, they were trying to combine the Naruto with Hunter x Hunter a little bit, like the Bleach with the, and like what you were saying, Misc, about like going forward and doing all that stuff. It just seems, I don't know, I feel like at the end of the day we assume that mangakas are never going to make mistakes, and sometimes when the series gets large they make a few power scaling mistakes, and we just have to sort of forgive them for it sometimes.
Well,
I think they can
what,
make mistakes as long as they play it off.
I agree with
good.
what Tater says here. The complexity makes the fight more interesting, and a weird ability versus another weird ability is usually a fun fight. That's true.
Yeah, but it has to be a certain level, because Kiara's love rendezvous fucking aids to watch back.
Well, good thing that's only been used like once, and it's very clearly not a combat technique.
Yeah, but it was just like
it's a weird, complicated technique, but it's introduced as being a fucking weird, complicated technique that the people experiencing that are being subjected to it are like, this is fucking strange.
You mean, you talking about Kilala's technique?
Yeah. The constellation.
It was AIDS.
Yeah.
It was AIDS.
I like it as just kind of a weird defensive
power.
power.
No, it's not AIDS. What the fuck?
It is, bro.
Yeah, it's so
Listen,
weird.
reading that
fight, AIDS. No, it's not. Jesus.
Reading that fight and trying to understand what it
wasn't even really a fight, though. Just Kirara trying to keep them occupied.
What the fuck?
That was a puzzle minigame.
Yeah, basically.
You think Gege, like, oh my god.
I'm wondering when they're gonna come back and what their exact
Why you love her? You love her technique.
I think it's an interesting technique.
No, I like, once again. So you put a tattoo. Listen, it's not the first time. It was done in 1984, 1989, 1996. This is not a new technique, people. The idea of putting a tattoo on another person's body to control them has never been a new technique.
Okay,
all
it's
right?
not.
I'm
It is not
interested in
original.
seeing the
Colored cross,
applications of their technique.
constellation, blah blah blah. This point can't touch this point. That point can't touch this point. This point can touch this point. It's not just putting a tattoo and controlling somebody.
Yeah, but like, of course, it's not going to be just that.
I think it was a good technique, but just that fight, it was just way too complicated.
Because
But
it was-
Yeah, but
it's
why
a
are we talking about AIDS with it? What?
He's saying he doesn't like it, Griever. He says he thinks
I
it's
said
bad.
that. I said reading the fight and trying to understand what was going on was AIDS, as in it was fucking painful to try to keep.
Oh, well, I also think it's fucking painful to understand how Kenjaku survived a fucking black hole that already encompassed him.
It's really
You
not
see-
that complicated.
Right? I
Really
mean,
not
look
that
at that,
complicated.
man.
You
Like,
see,
It's really not that.
he
complicated.
just thinks that like kind of a not very interesting combat technique. Basically, the non-fight fight is comparable to a disease that killed like 40 million people. It's that bad.
Yeah,
oh, I get you. All right.
it's also called slank, but you know.
Fuck.
Nah, but like, I like complicated stuff most of the
Me
time.
too.
I just think it makes things more interesting. It adds a lot more
I think
layers to
Hakari's
battle.
was.
I like
I think
it's complicated, but I like when it makes sense.
I think it makes sense. You just have to kind of
Me
like.
too. Yeah,
I think Hakari's made sense. Hakari's was good the way they did it.
you just
even
need
if
to,
people
like,
don't like
wrap
it,
your
I thought it
brain
was
on
good.
them.
If If you
really
understand
should.
Japanese slot machines, it probably does make sense. I still don't get it, but
And I love that in the new volume where you get the double page spread infograph, Gege's like, yeah, you can ignore like all of this except for basically just he gets infinite CE from Jackpot.
Yeah,
None of this is particularly important. Don't worry about it.
I do enjoy that portion of.
Well, but I mean, it's also gone on since the beginning of JJK. Like Gojo's Infinity. Bottom line is you can't touch me, but explanation is well,
The
you see the tortoise
explanation
and the
is like
hare.
kind of maddening, but its actual functioning is very simple. You just get
Yeah.
slower the closer you get to him, to the point where you
Yeah,
basically
exactly.
just don't get any closer to him.
Like his technique was easy to understand, and then when it went to that extra volume page where it was like, well, you see the tortoise and the hare. If you divide up space infinitely, this, that, I was like, Jesus.
You take the pizza and you make the slices of the pizza
Oh my
progressively
God, I
smaller
fucking-
until they're just
Oh,
infinitely small.
I hated that
I
shit.
set the fire. I make the pizza. Let's go.
Megumi versus Reggie is fun. That was a fun fight. I liked that.
That was a
fight.
very
See,
good
that
fight.
fight
Very
was
good
fun,
fight.
Fun.
Yeah.
I miss
It was
Reggie. He's
literally
so
him
fun.
throwing random bullshit at Megumi, and Megumi
That-
finding ways to deal with it.
That fight was good because it was like a chess match. They're actually using like brains and tactics and trying to outplay each other. That shit was really good.
And part of what makes JJK fights interesting is that they're usually more mental battles than just physical battles.
That's why Gege hates Gojo. Because
Because
Gojo's not
Gojo's just
mental
so
bad.
cracked
Gojo's just like,
that he
fuck
doesn't
you,
have
I'm
to
cracked
fucking...
as shit. Fuck
He,
you.
you know what? Megumi versus Reggie does kind of feel a little bit like a JoJo fight. That's true. Megumi's...
It
Or
does.
not Megumi.
It-
Reggie's power is so fucking weird. It does feel almost like a JoJo ability.
Yeah, we talked about it before, I think, with other guys. Yeah, it's like a JoJo fight. Fuck, it was great.
Man, that was a year ago. Jesus Christ.
What also makes it great is that it was like a unique fight. Like, not every fight has to be that, but that one fight that did it did it well.
This is why Tokyo Kalanya number 2 was really good. Even if people say the Reggie fight was like one of the weakest fights of the Culling game, it was still pretty fucking good.
Calling game has actually had good diversity of fights.
So,
What's been good about the Culling game is that we've basically just gotten to show off pretty much everyone.
Because, like, Reggie's fight and Megumi's fight was like a game of tactics. Then you got Sendai Colony was just a flex off. And then you had Hakari versus Kashimo, which is, I'm going to beat the fuck out of you. No, I'm going to beat the fuck out of you. Let's get into it.
Oh, what is Cave playing? I don't know what he's playing. I can't tell.
yeah, the VC has been hopping off lately. It's a bunch of people just playing. Thomas Cave and Play Free have been playing games.
Yeah, it's been great because basically what happened is quite a few of Playfree's own friends from other places have started joining the server. So now we've gotten actually quite a bit more active lately, at least in VC.
Oh well, that's good.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a bad thing whatsoever.
I like to think. Please clap says I
I
like
think
to think
yesterday you
Hikari's
guys had
ability
like 15 people.
is deliberately overcomplicated. Yeah, and we were in here till, or at least I was in there till like fucking 2:30, which I never do. Please clap says I like to think Hikari's ability is deliberately overcomplicated to confuse his opponents when he gives them an exposition dump. That did seem like a possibility. Please clap said my only issue with Megumi vs. Reggie was how long it was. Second longest fight at the time it came out. Is it that long? Hold
It
on, I
didn't
have to
feel
go back
long
and
when I
check
was
it.
reading it.
Because, like, it started, and then it got interrupted by Yuji versus Higuruma. Let me go look back at the chapter list and see. When did it
I mean, I've reread the fight. The pacing's fine, in my opinion.
Yeah, there's a bit of a difference between, like, week-to-week pacing and then reading something
Yeah.
once it's all out.
We've talked about that. I think Griever and I also talked about it before with One Piece. Is like weekly versus you reread an arc is completely different. Or you reread a section.
Yeah.
Let's
that's
see.
fun.
The fight is technically 1, 2... Where's chapter 169?
It is probably it was a long fight.
Did
Yeah, I
never
guess
review
weekly.
chapter 169? What the fuck? Or did I mistitle something?
But the one thing I like about Gege is Gege sticks to it and shows you the whole fight. It's not like skipping around to other shit. You don't see a portion of the fight. No, here you actually see the whole fight. Which is admirable.
Am I fucking tripping right now or something? Did I just
Well,
never
how much-
review chapter
How many edibles
169?
did you take?
What the fuck?
You know you're only supposed to take one before
Wait
bed.
a second. I just may have realized there was a review I never added to the playlist. Hold on, I have to scroll back to like a year ago now.
How dare you?
Did I not review chapter 169?
Dude, I think your playlist fucked me up because when I was at work and I was watching because I was bored one day, nothing was happening at the hotel, so I was like, all right, let me watch this JJK playlist. And there was like videos where you had like reactions and then videos where you only had reviews and then back to reactions. I was like, well, what the fuck is
Listen,
going
it's like
on?
how KOL would do things sometimes. Sometimes I can't do a reaction. Sometimes I don't think a chapter's review worthy. Like, I just can't think of anything to talk about.
No.
that isn't
The
a
review part was fine, but there was like, it went from reactions to like review only chapter. I was like, wait, hold on, how did we get here?
Sometimes it just happens that way.
Yeah.
Alright. Am I missing a video from the playlist? I am!
Whoa.
It was the Takaba chapter, I think. It's not on the playlist for some reason. I gotta add that in.
Oh, you dickhead, bro.
I'm glad
you
I
brought
caught
up
that.
Takaba and you dared disrespect him by not posting that video, the top 0.
That's weird. It looks like it's supposed to already be in there, which means it's somewhere that it's not supposed to be. Okay.
Bet
yeah.
you all of chat right now is just like, how come they can't finish this fucking top 15? It's
The top
15.
15's done. We have 15
Is
people
it?
up here. It's over.
Hold on, I was helping out guests.
You
What's
can
the
all go
remainder?
home.
What was the remainder?
What are you still doing here? It's over. So our conclusive top 15. Do you want to go top down or bottom up?
Let's go bottom up.
So okay, so 15 to 1, we've got Ryu, Naoya, Jogo, Mahito, Kashimo, Hakari, Maharaga, Maki, Geto, Toji, Yuki, Yuta, Kenjaku, Sukuna, and Gojo.
Wait, where'd you put Maharaga? Where'd you put him above?
Maharaga, I do believe, is in the number 9 spot.
Alright, yeah, good list. We're good.
Yay, now I can make a video out of this and get like under 1,000 views.
Yeah, you will, because fuck that list.
Do you have any
Nah,
specific objections to it?
No, actually, I agree with it mostly.
Yeah.
I was about to say, you
It's
better
actually
agree.
a
We all
pretty
had
good
input.
I want Chozo to be on there, but I understand why he's not.
I want
Listen,
him to be
he'll
there.
eventually get on there. Eventually.
One
End
day.
of series, he'll be on there.
Oh,
You know what the
Listen,
bad thing is going to be? Is when we get Chozo and Ryu. Like, the fact that Ryu's not on there, it kind of bothers
No,
me. because-
Ryu is
No.
he
He
is
is
the
on there.
15
He's
spot.
15.
He's the 15
He's
spot.
15.
Oh,
He's
sorry,
the bottom
sorry,
of the
sorry.
list.
I'm still watching the stream side of things, and
Oh,
I
I
still
thought
see
it should
Ryu.
be caught up to that by now.
It's not. It's not at
How
all.
far behind is it?
I don't know.
Wait.
Wait. Oh, maybe I'm behind. Hold on. Oh, there it updated. Sorry, my bad.
There we go.
That's my bad. I was 2 minutes behind. My bad.
Griever's like, why the fuck are we only on number 5? What the
Yeah,
fuck?
I was like, oh, what the fuck, man. I'm really getting old now.
All right.
Yeah.
let's see here.
Yeah, no, yeah. Ryu being on there, that's fine. I think that Chozo will get on there.
He will. I
course he will.
believe in my son.
Listen,
Yeah.
Gege fucking sucks off blood manipulation. It's gonna get a domain expansion.
Well,
It will
he
definitely-
sucks off. No, it's just great. It's just a really good technique. It's
No,
just
no,
super
it's
versatile.
great, but
No, once
You
again,
think about
I
it,
don't
he has
think
two
I don't
characters.
think Jozo's ever gonna break the top 10. I'm not saying.
I don't think
I'm-
he will. I'd
well, no,
love
but
if
top
he did,
15.
but
top
he'll
15.
get in the top 15.
Yeah.
The thing is, like, all right, Projection Sorcery had 2 users, but they weren't part of the main cast. Blood Manipulation has 2 main cast characters that use it, and it's like, damn. Gege loves it, and I love it too. So we would need a domain expansion.
Yeah. But then again, we also need a domain expansion from Yuki.
Don't
and-
rub salt in the wound. We move past
Listen,
it.
we'll get a post-mortem domain reveal at the
Oh.
next interview after the series ends.
My God. Hopefully, if he doesn't, I'm
Yes,
gonna find
indeed, it is cursed Naoya. There's only one Naoya on here.
you. Dude, normal Naoya is not even breaking top 10.
Kenjaku over Yuta? Villain plot armor, I guess?
Why
I
the
mean,
fuck did Jobber at me?
Why did Jobber at you? Hold on, let's find out why.
Why did Jobber at you? I think Jobber's been adding me, but I'm on my phone.
Jobber does a lot of adding because he doesn't.
Oh, he
talk
added
to his-
you. He added Misc twice.
When did he at you, Griever? I don't see
Oh,
where he added.
22.
Oh wait, there he
40.
is.
I'm on my
Foil's the
phone,
word you're
so I
looking
can't
for?
see what he
I think
says.
that's what we're mentioning when we were talking about Mahito.
Oh, sure. Whatever.
Fair enough.
I concede the point. You win. Whatever.
I'm not sure if it was an argument. I think he was just providing a word that you were looking for.
Glad you're taking this like a champ, Griever. We appreciate it.
But yeah, at this point, like we were, well, Misc, you were there, and Dio, you were there. When we were discussing in my Discord about Kenjaku, at this point, I'm literally so uninvested in Kenjaku as a character that at this point, I'm done with his character. I'm done with power scaling. I'm just seriously done. Like, I just do not care. I still like JJK, but I have zero investment in Kenjaku anymore. If he's the greatest thing since sliced bread, fantastic. If he's a piece of shit, fantastic. I don't care either way anymore.
You know why I support this? Because this is how I feel about Miwa. That's right, Miwa fans, you heard it.
You little rat.
Well, there you go. See? And once again, that's not a bad statement or a bad take to have. It's just, at this point, I am so uninvested in Kenjaku that I just don't care.
Hold on, I finally managed to add the chapter 169 review.
Nice. Also, the issue is not with Griever's opinion. It's the fact that everybody... By the way, anyone listening, anyone from the Discord, stop going to Griever and asking him what he thinks about Kenjaku. You know how the fuck he feels. Stop trying to instigate a reaction out of him.
Thank you, Dio.
Because literally there's been times in JJK Raws where I literally see 3 motherfuckers say, oh, Griever's gonna freak out when he asks about this. And I know Griever, and I'm like, he's gonna find a reason. So do not go to his channel and be like, wow, how come you didn't like Kenjaku? How come you didn't? Like, you're not gonna get a reaction.
I mean, fair enough. See, I don't read Raws, of course, so I don't go into the.
No. But you've seen it. Even in the normal chat, they'll be asking you about, oh, what do you think about Kenjaku, Griever? And it's like, you know how you.
Well, I think they asked Griever because he's the other YouTuber here, and he also is very opinionated.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, but to be a YouTuber, you have to be opinionated. That's the only way to be. You know.
That's why King of Lightning's so funny.
You can't be nonchalant as a YouTuber, or you can be.
No, you can't. Yeah, why do you think my channel's been stagnating?
Yeah, right, exactly. You have to be argumentative. You have to be the fighter. You know.
You could have the Tekkings who are like non-biased, but the King of Lightnings, that's the type of energy we got, bro.
Yeah, exactly.
We gotta have opinions, baby.
Tekken got there in a time where it was okay to do that, and now that he's there, he's okay. And once again, if I was at 700,000 subscribers like Tekken, I could probably sit back and be like, I'm not gonna power scale shit. But I'm not there. I'm at 900 fucking people.
Also, I get fucking annoyed whenever anime fans are like, whenever I make a joke about a character, and they'll be like, well, you don't understand, it's this reason. Like, let me shit on the character. I want to do it just because it's funny.
Right, and sometimes you do it because it's funny. Like, for me, like if I wanted to share on Kenjaku, I would be like, gravity's an asshole. And
now, I'm not gonna lie, I watched your video and I'm a Kenjaku fan. I started laughing because there's a point where Griever is basically there, and I think he says like, yeah, he's gray, whatever. I don't give a fuck about that dude or whatever. And I just started fucking laughing. I was just like, he got the feet, but he's still just like, yeah, fuck that guy. I don't like. I just started laughing. It was funny.
Yeah, because I literally don't like. Once again, it's a manga. It's my opinion.
Yeah, it's fictional characters, people. They're not gonna fucking bang on your door.
You know what the funny thing is that so many people get so salty and they act like like if tomorrow.
Dude, Yuki had
Yuta
150k
gets dog walked by Kenjaku in the next chapter, I'm gonna step back and I'm gonna be like, I fucking hate this shit. But why does anybody else care that I don't like it? Like, that's
They look to you for a source of entertainment. You should be mildly, perhaps,
biased.
I don't know.
The
words are escaping me. Flattered?
Yeah, I mean, I get that I'm flattered, and I understand that, but Why should my opinion affect other people's opinion? Is my point.
Oh,
Yeah.
someone just pointed out an interesting thing. Chozo's seeming ultimate technique right now is called supernova, whereas it appears Yuki's ultimate technique is a black hole, which are the two different types of ways in which a star dies, either exploding or imploding in upon itself.
I still say that bitch was dead, but anyways.
You know what? I'm gonna say she's 95% dead, and I'm gonna keep a 5%.
No. I mean Kenjaku. I mean the body snatcher. I mean that motherfucker was dead because he was enveloped by a black hole. Fuck domains. Fuck everything. A black hole says, by concept, look up the Wikipedia of what a black hole does. I don't give a fuck about domains. I don't give a fuck about any barriers. I don't give a fuck about anything. Shit's done. You're eaten, you're done. If you're not fucking Oriko, Goku, Super Saiyan Blue level, you are not surviving a black hole.
Still find it crazy. This is the
I'm
first
fucking
planet.
survived a black hole with some bullshit.
Oh, we got
It's
more
crazy, this is the first
information.
planet.
Supposed information on Sentry and the Thunderbolts movie.
The argument
Oh, God.
is that he created a barrier around himself in a domain shell so that he would survive a black hole, and I'm saying a little bit of bullshit. I'm not
Well,
saying
it's manga.
bullshit. I'm saying a little bit of bullshit.
I mean, I'll say this from an actual standpoint. Yes, you're correct. It's bullshit, but it's manga, so fuck it.
yeah, it's the main antagonist. We knew he wasn't gonna die. It's plot armor bullshit,
Yeah.
but whatever.
Bound to happen.
New
I mean, to be fair,
information on the
To be fair,
Thunderbolts
even Gojo had plot armor because when he got stabbed in the brain without inverted spear, just because
Oh,
Toji got
Gojo-
cocky.
Oh, that
Gojo
wasn't
has
with the inverted spear. He
plot
just got stabbed with like a fucking knife. Because for some
No,
reason.
no. He got stabbed by a
Yeah.
normal knife, but the reason why
Listen.
Toji didn't use inverted spear is just because I got rusty. I got confidence.
I'm not gonna lie that all these characters have plot armor. I just don't want Kenjaku fans to be up in the up and assume and say that shit wasn't plot armor because
It gotta be equality.
yeah.
Anytime
you
a
can't tell
character
me.
does a new thing to escape a deadly situation, it is plot armor. That will be my controversial take.
Yeah,
It's true
well,
though. It is true though.
Listen, if you have a character that is not the main antagonist or the main character, and then you have a situational ability happen, then it's not plot armor. But when it's main antagonist and main character, sorry, plot armor. It's gonna happen every single time. Luffy survives shit, Ichigo, Naruto, I don't care who it is.
You know what the good thing is about Gojo though? He admitted he had plot armor. That's why he said, "Bitch, I'm the honored one." You know who gets
Yeah,
right.
exactly. The man admitted he had plot armor.
Yo, throughout heaven and earth, Gege is only drawing me, bitch. You know it.
Exactly. So it's okay when they do that.
And is that Ban Marsh? Did
Uh-oh.
Ban Marsh return?
Oh,
Oh,
Dio,
Ban-
we've discussed
my
before
boy.
how fucking
No, it's
bad
not.
that Thunderbolts movie may be if it has Sentry in it, right? Have we
Yeah, I
discussed
saw
this?
this
I
shit,
just
right?
want to say,
Isn't
among
Sentry
heaven
fighting a bunch of
and
fucking
earth
pirates?
So apparently,
is the honored one.
the film will start off
And
with
did you
Sentry
hear
being
me?
a member of the
I
Thunderbolts
can hear you.
and then lose his
Oh,
mind over
gotcha.
time, and then they have to try and kill him. Apparently, that will be his role within the film as some sort
I
of
am gonna
antagonistic
call
figure.
Band. I know you've been developing my character for a while, but I want you to call my technique the Band, Earth, and Heaven technique
Oh, brother.
because
May I ask
Griever, have you
why?
been drinking tonight?
Band, if you make that a
no,
thing, I'll drop your
I
series.
can't. My wife's here.
Are you, how much sleep have you gotten?
No, dude. Think about it. You know how there's
We don't
the
need to think
Heaven,
about
Earth, and Bound technique. You know,
Uh-huh.
Uh-huh.
right? You know, the honored one. Blah blah blah. Beyond
Yeah.
Heaven and Earth.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So I'm saying you add band into that, and then you make it the ultimate technique in the comic.
Ah, of course, yes. Naturally. Anyway,
Interesting.
I think we've all
Those
endured
what
enough
was that
for this
meme?
stream.
Yo, Misc, what was that meme you posted? Those edibles ain't shit with Kenjaku.
Oh,
That's
yeah,
what
I thought that was
That's
really
what
funny.
Griever's going through right now.
That was funny.
These edibles ain't
These edibles ain't shit.
Yeah, these edibles ain't shit.
Whoa.
I've actually never had an edible before.
I've
I would
never
be
either. I don't intend to.
I
know
have
Tater
only
tried 'em
smoked
the other
weed.
night.
try it just to see, but
Only thing I've ever done is smoke weed once, and I took too many hits, and I looked in the mirror, and I was in a time loop. That's it.
Listen, I know Tater tried edibles like a couple weeks ago or
Oh, yeah,
something.
he
and
did.
His
He was, like,
description of it
he
was
was
quite
messaging about
amusing.
I see Band's icon constantly talking, but I don't.
Band, we can't fucking hear you. He's gonna rejoin right now. Watch.
He's gonna come back.
There you go. Speak.
Hello?
Hi, Band.
Oh, there he is.
Boy.
Benjamin Marsh.
Yo, how's it
There we
going?
It's going all
Everybody
right.
can
I'm
hear me.
kind of hungry. Good thing I'm gonna be ending the stream in a couple minutes. I did not intend for
Oh,
this to be
damn.
a 3-hour stream, but naturally it became one.
Well, I'm glad I got the opportunity to join because, like, this is why I didn't miss. You asked me why I didn't do a Friday night stream, and it's just because I wasn't sure about the situation.
Yeah,
You know.
well, I'm glad that I found out from you that you weren't doing anything, because I was originally like, oh, maybe I'll do this. Ah, but Griever might be streaming tonight, so I asked, and then it's like, I can do whatever the
Right.
fuck I want.
And I'm not going to be doing a new. Well, I might be recording videos for New Year's Eve and New Year's Day, but I doubt I'm going to be actually streaming.
Mm.
So feel free up until the Friday after New Year's Eve.
I might do a New Year's Eve thing, but it depends on whether or not I'm, like, actually going and doing stuff on New Year's.
Well, if my wife wasn't here, I'd probably do it myself, but
That means you just have
I have
better
to-
things to do than talk to a bunch of
Work on
strangers
New Year's
the
when the
internet.
Swinger Club comes by, so yeah.
What?
Yeah, I'm working on New Year's when the Swinger Club comes by, and the hotel calls them the environmental party.
What the fuck
Yeah.
does that mean?
actually, that actually is a code name even up here.
What
I
does
can't
that
believe you
mean?
know that.
They're helping out the environment by having
They
orgies on the
literally
second-
call it the Environment Convent.
No,
out
you know what's
here.
funny, Misc? You know they all got the second floor rented out. Why? Because they would have orgies in the elevator and
Oh my
hallway, and
fucking
families could not see
God.
that shit. So now they're restricted to the second floor.
Oh yeah,
Holy
no.
fuck.
You know why, Miss? Because they filmed it. It was supposed to be amateur hour and all that shit.
But you know what's worse about it? They're all
That's why
fat,
the
ugly.
elevators.
What?
Yeah. Deal's not wrong.
They're all fat, ugly bitches built like elephants.
Oh yeah, they're ugly as shit.
Oh.
And you know what's funny? Last time they came, it was all fat bitches, and only one skinny Asian dude came in with a Kim Possible ringtone, and I was like, "You're gonna get snapped like a twig, bro. Why are
They're
you
gonna.
here?"
It's like, dude, they're gonna eat you alive. They're
He's
gonna
got he's
kill
got a
you.
3-inch dick, and he's supposed to satisfy all these guys, these women.
Maybe
sorry.
he is satisfying guys too. Who knows?
Oh, maybe they're guys. I don't know.
There are
You
a few
can't
guys
figure
that
all the
satisfy.
fat. I don't know.
You never know.
Or no.
Oh yeah.
Oh my fucking god, that's funny. Wait, so they just and
Man.
the hotel allows that?
Dude, the hotel, I told you, it's a rundown fuck. You know, the whole time that I've been on this stream, I've just been bouncing back and forth with helping people. This hotel is fucking fucked. They take any money they can get.
That is insane. That is fucking madness.
Can we talk right before you close the stream? Can we talk to Band about miscellaneous?
Ban, the new
Mm.
chapter comes out in a week or so,
Oh,
doesn't it?
shit.
Yeah. So can we ask about that? Can we talk?
yeah.
Are you hyped for it?
Any questions? Yeah, go for it.
No, I mean you are. Do you think
Oh,
that?
oh.
Yeah. Are you hyped
I'm
for
not-
it?
Am I hyped?
Are you as hyped for it as you were a week ago?
Well, I'm pretty hyped, yeah. But if I'm being honest, I'm just more hyped for the content that comes afterward.
Oh, I know you are. You
Oh
told me.
wait, okay, so I remember last chapter, you were like, yeah, I just kind of got it done because I was actually really excited for the next chapter.
Yes. I'm
So
still very excited.
That's
the
the chapter
chapters.
that comes out next week, right? Or is that the one after that?
Wait, is it next week? What day is it?
It is
Oh, yeah,
currently
next
December
week, next week.
23rd.
And Ben, let me ask you a question. So for the
Yeah.
future chapters, is it gonna be my boy Misc fighting, or is it gonna be Robert fighting again?
That's
Come
for
on
me
now.
to know. That's for me to know, and you guys to find out when you
Oh,
read.
brother.
Yeah, let's go.
Yeah,
Listen,
I don't know if you know this,
like,
Misc, but your performance in the comic was not so good for the past 2 chapters, so you've been reduced to your alias Robert. You'll have to earn back Misc.
yeah. And Dan, I have to ask you, did you watch my latest review of the current chapter?
Jujutsu Kaisen or Misc? Just I'm a bit miscellaneous, right? I came out.
Because I just wanted to ask, because
I watch all of your content. I watch all of it. Everyone that posts about miscellaneous, I watch all of it.
I don't want you to feel bad because I was saying that some of the art looked a little rushed.
Don't worry, I don't feel bad at all because I did rush it. I wanted to get to chapter 30 so bad. So yeah, I did.
Fair enough. I just wanted to know, like, I noticed, and I didn't want to be dishonest. I wanted to tell you what I felt. You know what I'm saying? Like, I got to be honest with you, man. Like, when you draw good shit, I want to tell you, hey, my man is drawing the best shit. But
Don't worry, I'm
when
not.
he's not, I want to tell you. You know?
Yeah, I'm the opposite. If Band drops good shit, I'm like, you didn't draw this. Like that one panel of the city, when you drew that shit, I was like, you didn't.
See, I'm Ben and me. We are on the same point, and I always feel bad if there's something that I look at and I'm like, that ain't it, man. And I hate to say it, but I got to be honest with him because I feel like that improves Band's art the next chapter. That's all.
Wait, I just realized Neve plays Dark Souls in windowed mode. What the fuck? Is that the only way she can get it to run? That's so weird.
Sounds like a Neve.
Though I generally find playing games in windowed mode to be weird.
Now I have a question. Ben, is my character gonna show up in 2023?
Oh, brother.
Oh, brother.
I can confirm that your character will show up near the end of 2023.
Hey, Ben, what about mine?
Between the mid, okay, I can 100% confirm your character will show up between the middle and the end of 2023.
Let's go.
Hey, Ben, what about my
the goat is about
situation,
to
man?
appear. The ponytail boss himself.
Oh, it's just occurred to me, Dio, you're so much newer to the server than a lot of the other people that were here when the comic started. That you weren't around when everyone was getting a character.
Yeah.
Well, the thing is,
Dio, I am the ponytail master. I am. By the way, Dio, just so you know, I am Clover's father-in-law. I'm apparently Misc's dad. I also I'm the trainer of everybody in the martial arts of this server. And I also, apparently, Rat, I took under my tutelage, but he's not around very much, so...
He's busy with schoolwork.
He's
Yeah,
busy with schoolwork.
His
I send
grades
him
were
off
slipping.
to Sunday school, you know?
I assign roles to everyone. Griever's just Bill Burr to me. You're like Bill Burr.
What am I
Yeah.
like?
I've kind of been here a long fucking time. Same with Band. Man, we've been here a while, haven't we, bud?
You were here
Alright.
within the first 6 months of the server.
Yeah.
I believe.
Yes.
I'm pretty sure.
I'm still angry. Misc started a channel after watching my channel, and then his channel goes 5 times beyond my channel. I'm like, oh, I
Hey
love
guys,
you.
if you're
Fuck
watching
you.
this and you haven't already, go subscribe to Griever's channel. Let's get him to
Yeah.
1,000
Yeah,
in the
go
next
subscribe
week.
to Griever.
Oh,
Go follow
don't do
Band's
that.
content.
Don't do that because then I have to watch Mob Psycho. and I
Okay,
really
but
don't
Mob
want-
Psycho's supposed to be really good.
Apparently,
everyone-
but I don't like One Punch Man.
But it's a
so-
Also,
different
everyone
series.
watching, go check out Band's comic. Make sure you go support that as well,
Yeah.
if you haven't already. And also for everyone watching, know that Miscellaneous, this man over here, I told him to make an OnlyFans in 2021. It's 2022 finished. Still haven't gotten that OnlyFans.
I'm not making an OnlyFans.
Well, I'm supposed to make one at 1,500, so.
Yeah, if you guys want to see Griever eat cereal or something for money, Get him to 1,500 subscribers.
Yeah, that's the best part. OnlyFans isn't necessarily nudes.
Not necessarily sexual content. You can put whatever you want on OnlyFans. I could
Not
replace
necessarily,
my
but
Patreon
just-
with an OnlyFans.
I can do food porn and feet pics all day.
Remember when OnlyFans
I like how you
was
threw
like,
in feet
we're
pics.
gonna ban pornographic
Well, feet
content,
pics are
and
the
then the
thing.
entire internet was like, are you fucking stupid? That's your entire platform? And then they were like, oh yeah, I guess you're right, and then decided not to do that.
Actually, funnily enough, now that we mentioned OnlyFans, because Misc, you did the Griever sandwich thing, and I did tell you that I was working on that old video of mine, the roast beef dinner. I was halfway through doing it, and I'm still working on it, and I really want to finish it because it feels sort of like a retro video. It's so bad, but I feel like I'm gonna try.
I need to find another good opportunity to like buy something and try it for the first time. I haven't had any. I've tried to replicate. I've tried to do 2 more food videos, and they've both been fucking terrible. I haven't uploaded them.
Well, I thought about releasing a video 0 where it was like, so I've been informed that people don't know how the fuck to boil water to make tea, and then and do that whole shit because of that whole thing of food and cooking. And I was like, here's how you actually make fucking tea.
I want to get the electric kettle my grandma has. It seems really neat.
Yeah, because that's how you have to boil fucking water, man. But anyways, yeah, no, I'm gonna try to finish that video. Not this year, but because I still have all the content from 3 years ago. So
now,
Now's
why
the
are
time
the
to make it,
swingers
'cause we have
called
all
the
these cooking
environmental squad? Why are they called that?
Why are they called the environmental? Because if they were called the sex club, they would not be allowed on here. But
right,
But why the environment?
Yeah, because it's literally it's a joke. It's meant to be the most like good sounding thing for the most heinous acts
I
committed.
suppose that would make sense. Yeah, I guess that works. All right then.
And I mean, I mean, they are part of the environment. I mean, it's a natural disaster if you go up there. So.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm gonna go eat some chips or something. Thank you all for joining. I hope you had fun. This will be used to produce a video that will either be out... it should be out before the end of the year, I think. Because we're not going to get a JJK chapter next week, I don't think.
This is so sad.
And that means I'm also going to do the top 5 JJK chapters of the year, just like I did last year. So yeah, I don't remember if I released that at the end of the year or at the start of the new year. I'll also try to release that before the end of the year. Yeah, so be sure to keep your eyes out for that. Thank you all for watching. Thank you everyone who joined. And until next time, I'll see you guys around. Take care. Bye-bye.
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 That was supposed to be like an hour and a half stream.